Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be continuing our Synra practice. Now, Synra is currently the front runner deck for me going into US Nationals here in a few weeks. I'm testing a few things here, but Syndra's at the top of my list. She's probably the deck I'm the most interested in playing at Nationals. But with the BNR coming out next Monday, we have no idea what they're going to hit. We have no idea what's coming. So I'm trying to leave my options open just to kind of make sure that, you know, I can play some different things if I need to. But Synra is currently at the top of the list. Oh, God, excuse me. Sorry, Carly and I just had dinner. She is a very easy transition for me from, you know, playing like another aggro deck. Not that playing a mid-range deck would really be tough. I just need to practice it quite a bit before we went to Nationals. But as long as there's no crazy BNR changes, I might just look at playing Synra come Nats. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Nats is a few weeks away. There's a few Battle Hardens between now and then. There's another week of ProQuests, I'm pretty sure. So we have a few more things that are going to shake up the meta maybe, and the BNR coming next Monday. But if nothing crazy happens, we're probably going to be on Synra. Talking about Synra, we're going to take a look at the list here in just a second, and then we're going to be playing some games tonight. I have made a couple changes to the list, and we're going to walk through those changes here. Yo, Megadoo, Dot, Trent, Rose, Martin, Ben, Drew, and Riku. What is up, everybody? Guys, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. The Techno Pirate Shanty goes hard in the waiting room. Dude, I'm here for it, Trent. I love it. I'm glad you love the music, brother. I'm glad you love the music. Shirt 15 out of 10. Yo, let's go. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at the deck and kind of talk about what were some of the changes that I made. So a lot of the deck is going to look very familiar. This is where we left it last week. But a couple of the changes that I made were I ended up cutting Burning Blade Dance to try and fit March of Loyalty in the deck. The reasoning for that is this card is a 0-for-4 that blocks 3. Burning Blade Dance is a 0-for-3 with on hit, turn it into a 0-for-4 that blocks 3. So I think that, like, I just think March of Loyalty has a much better chance at being good is kind of my thought process so far. I like March of Loyalty quite a bit. I think it helps with what, I don't know, like I just think having another 0-for-4 helps us push Mask, and it can just kind of help us come over the top whenever we need to. So I like the idea of playing a conditional go again 0-for-4. It looks pretty good. I just think it's a pretty good card. To help facilitate the additional Fealty tokens, we're playing Hunt the Hunter instead of Art of the Dragonfire. Now, Art of the Dragonfire is a 1-for-7, and Hunt the Hunter is just a 1-for-5, so we are losing some value there, like overall total point value, but I think the idea of playing Hunt the Hunter and being able to make more Fealty tokens for March of the Fealty could lead us into a really good situation. And then the last change I made, I originally got this idea from Ben, Battle Hardened finalist Ben. I can't remember his last name. He was on Exposed in the deck, which I thought was pretty interesting. I was not a big fan of this card at first, but I think this card is probably just better than Stab Wound. It also helps like push over the top. Like I used this earlier as a like an ancestral empowerment of sorts to hit with Mask Momentum, and it also marks, which is pretty good. If you are marked, you can't play this, which makes it kind of weird in certain matchups, but I think Exposed could be pretty good. I like this card. It's felt pretty clean so far. Having the 9 blues has still felt pretty good. I don't really want to cut anymore, but we're leaning more into the Fealty plan to try and make March of Loyalty work. Now, there was a consideration that I had considered going down to 6 blues and playing Burning Blade Dance and just playing a way more like red heavy, like red version of the deck. If I was going to make that change, I would probably consider cutting something and playing a 3rd copy of Art of the Dragonblood. I think a 3rd copy of Art of the Dragonblood works really well with less blues if you're on less blues. But with 9 blues, 3 copies of Ignite, and Art of the Dragonblood, things have felt pretty good so far. Things have felt pretty clean all the way around. So right now the list has felt pretty comfortable. The sideboard has not changed, but I do think I want to talk about the sideboard a little bit tonight, because at my ProQuest this past weekend, and I didn't really get to talk about this last night because, you know, we were doing the stream with Alex last night, but the sideboard has like an interesting issue with bringing in threats when you don't want defense reactions. So in a lot of the aggro matchups, we're bringing in Breaking Points, Loyalty Beyond the Grave, and Shelter from the Storm. Now, Sound the Alarm is really cool, but it's just a 1-for-5 in some matchups. So there are some matchups where I'm being forced to bring in Breaking Point, Sound the Alarm, and Loyalty Beyond the Grave to try and help draw a card randomly. Now, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, but I lost to Scepter Florian in top 8 of my Pro Quest this past week because like I drew 2 defense reactions in the first 2 turns of the game and I wasn't able to apply pressure and I died on turn 4, which is like kind of crazy. So I don't know. Like I'm kind of up in the air about changing some of the sideboard slots around. I really don't know where I want to be. Like the sideboard does not feel as smooth into Florian, which I do think is a big problem. So I don't know. We're gonna work on it tonight and keep going through the deck and kind of like changing cards as we play some more games. Should be interesting. So I don't know. I've been putting some time into the deck off the camera as well, which I do for almost every deck I play. But like really trying to like figure out what I want for nationals. I think Exposed is a cool card. I'm really hoping they get rid of Scepter. I really hope they get rid of Scepter. Thanks for streaming these. Awesome pushing Synra content. New sub here. Yo, Dust, thank you for the kind words, man. And thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Appreciate that a whole bunch. Wizard Popper just dropped. Wizard Popper? Like in the Discord? What? All right, hang on. Wizard Popper just dropped. Of course, it's Majin Bay. Deal 6 arcane damage to any target. Destroy target card with Phantasm. Yo. Burn Bear does not pitch for anything, costs 3, blocks 3. That's kind of cool. The card's kind of sweet. Is there anything else I've missed? No, that's it. That's kind of cool, though. That's really sweet. I actually really like that as a card. Like the idea that it doesn't pitch, but it also has like it's a 2-card 6, which is really powerful in my opinion. I also like that they made it cost 3 so that it doesn't just work with Ether Spindle, because this being a 2-card 7 means that Wizard would be above rate. And this is one of the few times I've seen Wizard be on rate, which to be fair, like Wizard's not on rate a lot of times. They're normally playing cards that are a little bit below rate to try and make certain things work. So it's interesting to see. Exposed is mid. I mean, I'm not saying that it's like bad, but I think it's a blue that works with our deck. It's a blue that works with our deck. So yeah, the new card is really cool. I actually kind of like the new card. Yo, what's up, Kit? I lost in top 8 of my Pro Quest this past weekend. I lost to Scepter Florian. So for anybody who doesn't know, last weekend in my Pro Quest, I went 4-0 in Swiss. And then in top 8, I played against Scepter Florian. I chose to go second. They went turn 0 tree, Scepter make 4 rune chance. Turn 2 took a bunch of damage, gave me Mask of Momentum, fell down to like 20 something, I think. And then they went play another tree, Scepter me for 7. I'm now down to 29 and they have 11 rune chance in play. The following turn, they blocked out with 3 cards and all of their equipment to deny me pretty much any value. And then they pitched a card to throw Scepter for 7, put me down to 22, and make 7 more rune chance. And then the following turn proceeded to kill me. So I don't know. The no pitch color is going to be fine though, right? The new pitch color is going to be fine, I think. I run it instead of a 3rd Concealed Blade. I mean, I could see that. I don't know. Like I'm debating like what I want. I like 1 Exposed, but 3 is rough since it doesn't block. I mean, that's fair. Like I get that. Like I understand what you guys are saying. I'm just curious to know, like I want to play a few games with the card and see how it feels as a 3 of, and then kind of move from there. I don't know. Like I'm hoping that like we get into a situation like where we don't need to block. And I know obviously that's me like, trying to like live the dream there because we have to block at some point. It always happens, but we'll see what happens. Yo, Hammerfist, what's up, dude? Ancestral Empowerment ×3. So I'm going to be honest, I have yet to find a card that I would want to cut for Ancestral Empowerment. Like if I was going to cut anything for Ancestral Empowerment, it would be Fire Tenant Strike First. This card has felt super clunky. Like it's been super weird with the whole Draconic thing. You could talk me into playing 2 Fire Tenant Strike 2 Ancestral Empowerments over Fire Tenant Strike First. Like you could talk me into that. I don't know. Like I worry. I mean, I guess in my head I'm worried about attack ratios at that point, but like the whole deck is attacks. I'm not playing Aurora anymore. Ruins Prism and anything that needs footsteps to function. I'm kind of glad. I like that new card. I think it's cool, right? I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Yo, let's go. Wardfire. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Guys, by the way, if you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, whatever your story is, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when you're new. They are, what's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys. I actually stopped playing Strike First for Blade Dance and Rake Over the Coals. Actually, that feels like a pretty good change here. I feel like you can talk me into cutting this for Burning Blade Dance. I actually really like that change. I like that change a lot, actually. Oh, I have it in the maybe board. No. God, I hate when it moves like that. That's so frustrating to me. I just added a 1-of to the deck. Didn't I? Am I going crazy? Did I hit remove or something? And I can't spell tonight. I did hit remove. Huh. I did not think I would have hit that. Interesting. Why do you run DR into Florian? I don't know what DR means. I'm gonna need you to spell that out, Fluid. I'm not sure what you mean, buddy. Yeah, I clicked remove. I made it to top 4 twice, died because of high roll. Why do I play defense reactions into Florian? Because there's literally nothing else to play. Like, we bring in breaking points, sound the alarms, and then I'm bringing in an Imperial Seal of Command. The only other thing I could bring in would be 2 copies of Blanche. Like, which would be, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that would just... I can't imagine bringing in a 3 for 7 is correct. Golden Sun for 25? That's pretty cool. I also run Scale and 1 less breaking point to try to take Grasp. I mean, I actually have been considering that card because it's good tech for the mirror as well. I don't know. I think we're gonna try the Burning Blade Dance and see how that feels tonight, and then we'll kind of we'll play with Burning Blade Dance over Fire Tenant Strike First. I did not mean to go full screen, and we'll try that and kind of see how it feels. I'm gonna change my sub list really quick as well. Let's see. Remove those. Haha. Add 2 to the deck, and we'll try it like this. Shouldn't change our matchup guide at all. Shouldn't need to change any of the matchups. It should just add more to... Should just change the deck around. I like the idea of the 2 Burning Blade Dance. It does seem pretty good. You could bring in more blues, the 3 Warmongers. I don't know why we would want blues, right? Like, I don't know what the blues do for us that, like, something else doesn't do, I guess, is, like, kind of my question there, Antonio. Fi Gaming win? We did play Fi a few weeks ago. We played Fi when Dando, like, kind of, like, pushed me to play Fi. So we're going to bring in the Warmongers Diplomacies. We're going to bring in the Breaking Points, the Shelters, and the Loyalties. We're just going to try to play all the defense reactions here. And we're going to cut the Exposed because we want to be on 60 cards, and I think this is better. Warmongers is a better blue here, so we're going to try it like that. There might be a world where, honestly, I'm just playing Warmongers in the main all the time. I'm debating cutting this from the sideboard and just playing... like, if I play Warmongers in the main, I would cut Exposed, and I would just play 3 copies of Warmonger in the main deck, and then I would open up 3 sideboard slots, which I honestly think might situationally be better, depending on, like, what the metagame looks like. It all just depends on, like, how everything shapes up, though. For what it's worth, we want to go second in this matchup, but there's also, like, always a small chance that they just, like, high roll us here. It's great in the mirror. Yeah, no, I really like it against Flick Knives. I think it lines up really well against the Flick Knives deck for sure. I know the new Wizard card doesn't have pitch value, but I still think it's really good, right? I guess it would add a little bit of consistency for us. That is something that it could do. We don't really have a starter here, which is a little awkward. They played a take aim. They left a card on top, which means I'm imagining they're going to hit Azalea. Also, Josh, what's up, dude? My best friend who plays Synra doesn't play Oath of Loyalty in the blue build. I don't play her, but said it doesn't fit the deck. It is interesting that you say that, because I have been like kind of thinking that that I don't like Oath with the blues. I was thinking that a little bit earlier. I mean, yeah, we're just going to block him. We're going to hope that we draw a starter in some way. Because if not, we're just kind of like forced to pitch into one of the daggers to be able to push tempo here. Pitch display, no. Pitch Blaze Headlong for Kunai into display loyalty, Blaze Headlong, flick a dagger. And then we gain a resource and we throw Demonstrate Devotion. I mean, it seems fine, I guess. Oh, the new wizard card is cool. The new wizard card is really cool. I like it quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to here. I could, and then we could just like try to like set up something better in Arsenal here, but no reason to do anything yet. The next time an attack action card hits this turn, the effects don't trigger. Okay. So we can throw Blaze Headlong. And then I guess we can just flick the dagger and get our dagger back in Arsenal here. Tar Pit Trap looking pretty good. I'm glad we didn't use it up front. And I guess we'll just go ahead and set up an Arsenal here. Set up a 5-card hand. We weren't going to be able to push Mask, so I think this is fine. Brand, hot on their heels. We probably want to end on Breaking Point to try and get their Arsenal if we can. Probably where we want to be at. His hand's a little weird, but... I was helping my kid with his homework and got blindsided with a new wizard card. Yo, the new wizard card is dope. My name is Pedro. I'm from Brazil, and I play with Draconic Heroes. I love Syndra and Fi. Dude, let's go. Well, Pedro, man, welcome to the stream. We're happy to have you, man. Glad you're hanging out, and thank you for being here, brother. It means a lot. Tar Pit Trap is the GOAT. I actually agree. Tar Pit Trap is insanely powerful. It's really good in this deck because it works well into us, and it also really works into Prism as well. Like, it has a lot of good matchup spreads. I completely agree.
Let's freaking
completely agree.
You love to see it.
Yo, Fluid, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. It means a lot. Guys, by the way, that question goes for everybody. If you're here for the first time, you're new to the channel, whatever your story is, we got 3 questions we ask everybody, and they are, what's your name, what got you into Flesh and Blood, and what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. Would love to get to know you guys. It's basically a Kano deserves to run a popper. I mean, it's also like just good value, right? Which is kind of cool. Like, it's also just good value, which I like. Wait, what? They blind Azalea with nothing? I'm gonna be honest. I just... Why blind is it? They had an arrow in Arsenal, didn't they? So I don't understand why they would have blind flipped. Kano Codex just arrived today. Yo, let's go, Simper. That's awesome. I'm super glad to hear that it made it today. I love that. I love that for you, buddy. That's awesome. I hope you love the product, man. I can't wait for the 35th Bolton expansion card. I mean, listen. If that's what it takes to get Bolton some wins. If that's what it takes to get Bolton some wins, I'm here for it. CC Blaze would be a lot of fun. It would be really cool. I think it would also be like a super, like, I'm going to say super fair, like a fair, like, I think Blaze is what Kano was supposed to be. Even though Blaze does some really, like, broken stuff, she's, like, way more fair in my opinion. So I really like the idea of that. So we're going to flick the dagger. I am going to gain a resource. We're going to throw the one from Arsenal to make a second Fealty. This will be the second chain link that hits. And then Breaking Point does kind of a multi-purpose here. We get Mask of Momentum. Ooh. And we get their Arsenal. I mean, I think arsenaling the Dragonfire is actually, or the Dragon Power is actually okay. Dagger, Rising Resentment, 2 floating. We'll block with the Dragon Scalar Flight Path this turn. And unless this is red in the ledger, we're just not. Unless this is red in the ledger, we're just not. Remorseless is obnoxious, but fine, actually. Because we're going to go Dagger, Pitching Throw Dagger, Rising Resentment for 3. If it hits, we could make Hunt the Hunter free. Throw Hunt the Hunter. I will block here just to get the value. Yo, Annabelle, what's up, dude? Yeah, I mean, I think like having 2 Fealties is like making this kind of okay here in terms of like where we're at this turn cycle. If we draw off Mask at any point when we don't have Go Again, we're kind of up a creek. Do I want Blood Splattered Vest? I don't think so, right? I don't think I need Blood Splattered Vest this turn. If Rising Resentment hits, it just leaves us a window to get like another 1 for 5 off the top of the deck here. Yo, Cusco, what's up? Annabelle, how are you? Why has the price of Draconic Boots increased so much? So Pedro, I think they've gone up a whole lot, if I'm being honest. I'm actually gonna let this, I'm not gonna do anything about this. I think they've went up so much because a lot of people are playing Syndra right now. Syndra seems to be very, very popular with like the meta and like the new shift. So I think that she's interesting. I mean, I think we've committed to the line, right? So like we're just gonna play it out. But yeah, I think she's really popular. I think Syndra is just going to be a very popular hero. Oh wait, actually, never mind. I'm such a boob. Because we marked them and we saved the Flick Knives, it didn't matter. We get the Fealty no matter what here, so we're able to like utilize this and set this up. Yeah, never mind. I think there were a lot of players who went to Syndra like just because like she's a really good aggro deck. And then we're going to crack this and come in for 5. We're going to wait and draw blue before we activate Syndra, or we're going to wait and draw. Yeah, we're just going to get our daggers back, and we're just going to lose this to Seek and Destroy, unfortunately. It just kind of is what it is. This hand seems pretty good. I still don't know what to play when New goes. You could play Syndra. You think any heroes are LLing before Nats? I mean, I know that, like, you know, Cusco shared the picture with us the other day and was, like, telling us that there are some heroes that could make it to LL. I think it's actually, like, pretty reasonable that New gets to LL this weekend because she was second on the ProQuest, like, leaderboard from last week, which is pretty solid. And then on top of that, she's also, like, there's also 3 Battle Hardens this weekend she could win, so I think New could get it. Never. Aggro sucks. Dude, aggro's awesome. Name is Raphael. Got into Fab with a friend because I loved the thematic and all the heroes. And I don't eat hot dogs because I'm vegetarian. Okay, vegetarian hot dogs suck. Fair enough. I mean, listen, no shame. Like, no shame whatsoever, dude. I've never had a vegetarian hot dog, but I'm not gonna lie, that does sound pretty bad. Like, just off the top, that does not sound like something I would enjoy eating. All right, so our opponent's gonna fall down to 5. Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. What the heck, bro? Bruh. Bruh. Okay. I don't think any of new Azalea or Dash IE is going to LL. It's very possible. Like, yeah, Cusco was letting us know that they're just in range. When new goes to play Marionette because you get to play Black Widow, the best assassin, I mean, I definitely think that, like, there are better assassins than new. I think new's just played because a lot of people own the cards, if I'm being honest. Our opponent seemed rather new to Azalea right there. Maybe like a couple of, I don't know, like just kind of like learning the hero or something there. Our opponent seemed like they were like kind of learning. Op had an early turn where they did not attack at all. Gave us full tempo on a breaking point turn. All right, well, everything felt like it ran pretty smooth right there. Like there weren't really any issues that game. Everything felt pretty clean there. Hope Azalea LLs for the health of the game going into high seas. Would make a lot of, feels like it would be a lot of Ranger mirrors. Yo, Spiff, what up, dude? How are you, buddy? New doesn't feel like an assassin. What does new feel like? Robert, I think Slippy's in a very good place right now. And I think if there's any like key indicator of that, I think it's actually John, Lupine Fiasco. I think he won a ProQuest the other day. I think he's having a pretty successful season playing Slippy after Aurora hit Living Legend. So I think if there's anybody to point to that's to say like Slippy is going to be pretty good in the upcoming meta, I definitely think John is a great person to start with. And also like, you know, like Slippy does very well into Ninja, so she's something else that can use assassin cards. Death Dealer getting banned will change things. I'm not entirely convinced they're going to ban Death Dealer, if I'm being honest. I'm not entirely convinced. Looked like aggro when he plays Azalea. That's true, Josh. That's true, bro. I am bad at Azalea, dude. I hope Death Dealer gets banned. I don't know why, like, I mean, listen, obviously, like, I don't know what's coming in this set, but I would be surprised if they did. Oh, we were just talking about this and how bad of a matchup this is. This should be fun. I think the plan in them is Shelters, Loyalties, and Sound the Alarm. We don't want other blues or anything else. And you know what? We'll try that a little bit later. We'll leave the Exposed in here and see if it matters tonight. We'll try it like this. But for this last PQ, I'll be on Synra. Okay. I'm excited to hear about how it goes with you playing Synra. Why ban Death Dealer when it's about to be LL'd? I think a lot of people's arguments are that it's been about to be LL'd for a long time now, so it feels like it's a better choice to get to ship out of here, which, I mean, I'm not entirely in disagreement of. If I have to, I'll block with everything. I'd like to keep the Wrath of Retribution here if I could, but would like to keep the Wrath of Retribution if I could, but if I can't, I will block with it if I need to. Don't touch my bow. Yeah, listen, I think people get weird when we start talking about cards we're going to take from people. I would not play Exposed in this matchup. So I'm kind of trying, I'm playing Exposed in the deck as a blue that like I only cut when I bring in Warmongers. And I'm playing it this way on purpose. I agree that like there's probably better things we could be doing. Man, there's no way to make this Draconic, is there? So I guess we're going to have to go Ignite, Dagger, Brand, Flick the Dagger, gain a resource, sound the alarm, Arsenal this, which is pretty okay. And I agree that like Exposed, it's not at its best in this matchup, Rose. Like I 100% agree with you, but I'm testing it this way specifically for a reason tonight. Why not Salt the Wound? I don't know. Salt seems... I don't know. Salt, like, I don't know, just doesn't... I don't know, to be honest. Salt just, like, I guess I haven't really given it a fair shot, but So it's going to be Dagger here. I'm on Mask of the Pouncing Links in the sideboard. I have Pouncing Links in the sideboard. I just think that like I would rather use Mask of the Pouncing Links for like a Blood Runs Deep turn with the Spreading Flames. Yo, what? No shot, brother. No, I'm not even marked, dude. This is crazy. I could see Tenacity being pretty good. I mean, yeah, like if we're gonna consider they flip into, yeah, I mean that's fine. I do agree with Drew that like if there was something I was going to consider as far as like bringing in like using like Mask of the Pouncing Links and like a card in the sideboard, it would definitely be Tenacity would definitely be on the list. I think Tenacity is a very good card with Mask of the Pouncing Links. I honestly have Mask of the Pouncing Links in the sideboard, and I don't even know like what I would run it in. Like, I don't know when to bring it in or like what we're doing with it. Normally, this hits. Normally, Sound the Alarm hits. So, they have Infiltrate, Pick Up the Point, Spike with Blood Rot, and Orb Weaver's Spinneret. So, we're going to go get this. We're going to see how they block. It's Spinneret, Blood Rot, Infiltrate, Pick Up the Point. Huh, interesting. Ah, shit. We're going to go ahead and activate Synra right here. We need to get our dagger back. I did play a game against the Levia earlier where they banished one of my daggers, and I was still able to win with only one dagger, which was kind of cool. I mean, discard this to give. Yeah, I was like, why would you do that? I don't know. I'm very confused about what they're going through here. I like Links into Florian. I played Links into Florian the other day, and my opponent just like never blocked and just killed me. No, honestly, Pedro, I think Devotion Never Dies is a trap. I think that card is really bad. So they played the Orb Weaver Spinneret, which means they have Spike with Blood Rot. I can't remember what the other card was. Devotion Always Dies feels more accurate. It wasn't really like aggro Florian. Like we played like this weird back and forth game and I just died. I don't know. Like I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest. It was really weird. I'm debating just saying no blocks here and then pitching the Loyalty Beyond the Grave. I know that that's really not where we want to be, but the other option is Ignite, pitch Hot on Their Heels for Wrath. Yeah, that's way better. That's way better. And we get to play Blood Runs Deep. I like that a lot. They get a Hot on Their Heels for next turn. I mean, that's something they can like literally just never give going into, so I don't care about that. Yeah, I think Martin just summed that card up very well. It's more theory than practice. Yeah. Devotion Never Dies only for Acilio since he can't block it. I will say I played against an Acilio and like it was like I just kind of felt like I was in control the entire game because of how poorly they were able to block, you know? Like I don't know, it was just an interesting game. Also, Voidal? We're gonna go with Voidal. That looks like an eye. Thanks you for the Prime sub. I really appreciate the love and the support. It means a whole bunch. Thank you. We're not gonna flick here because they have the prevention floating. How do they have 3 prevention floating? Didn't they prevent my first attack by 1? Makes 0 sense to me. Anyway. Pog, 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 pog. Devote my balls to the cause? Bro, what? Gone in a Flash at home? I mean, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't even feel like Gone in a Flash at home. It just feels like so much worse. It just feels so much worse. They discarded it in the resolution step? That's really interesting. I'll wager all the vigor I own. Anyone want to join a wager with me on how many arrows LL by the end of 2025? You're thinking more than 5 by the end of the year? That doesn't sound that crazy to me. Yeah, we're just going to let this happen. I mean, if they want to take one here, like, that's fine. Blood runs deep. Looking pretty good here because we're going to flick both the daggers. Only one of them's going to hit, but now this is 2 on hit mask, which is pretty relevant here. You'd say 6 to 7. I mean, 5's pretty fair, I feel like. Also, I don't know why it didn't pop up, but Trent, dude, thank you for the 40 bits, brother. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Sometimes the things are finicky sometimes. It's weird. Ew. They could mark us. So, like, we're just supposed to pitch this to Pox, right? Because it's worth 1 in a mark, or it's worth 2 on the back end, which I think is just better. So I think we'll just pass and just set up and pitch to this here. Yeah, I mean, we drew a blue, so I think that's better than nothing. Spreading Flames, Dagger, Hunt the Hunter, Snap, Lava Burst. Seems pretty good. I'm going to say no blocks and see what they hit. They might hit another thing here, but I did a silly emote thingy, not up straight up bits. Oh, well, either way, Trent, I appreciate it, brother. It still means a lot, man. Either way, I appreciate it, fam. All High Seas heroes LL by December? God, please don't let that be true. Like, I'm begging that that's not true. Well, we've had 3. Oh, I thought like we meant like additional heroes, not like just that, like not counting already LL'd. I thought we meant 5 more by the end of the year. Dragon Power is like the best possible card for them to hit. Yeah, no, I mean, if they hit something that was like with Go Again, it could have been bad for us because they could have went like Rising Resentment into like Hot on Their Heels, you know, relevant thing, blah, 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 blah. And then in fact, they just hit the Dragon Power. So, like, they don't have fealties. They're, like, just going to have to, like, throw a 1 for 2 at us, which is great. 7 would be so crazy. Will we be saying that most heroes that existed in the game was when the Hunted released? I guess that's what they would be saying, Spiff. I would actually love for them to play a D-React here. It would feel really good. So this is going to be 2. I'm not going to use Blood Splattered Vest. There's no reason to here. We're going to go Hunt the Hunter for 5.
Go. You love to see it.
Yo, Shred Flintstone. Flintstone? Is that what we're going for? Flintstone? Shred Flintstone? Dude, let's go, man. I love the name. 2, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Means a lot. Dash IE Azalea New will LL soon. They're high on the leaderboard, but Dash IE's been higher on the leaderboard since like what? 2013? Or 2023, I meant. I'm still kind of pissed. I'm still waiting on Lexi, Icelander, and Aurora. Oh, okay. So, I mean, Annabelle, like, you may not like it, but like, Aurora got a confirmed date because Aurora gets a confirmed date because she's the new player deck. Like, that was inevitable. Like, I hate to be the person to tell you that, but there was never a shot that you were going to get, like, that we weren't going to get another Aurora. And, like, honestly, like, since they named it as the new player deck, it makes a lot of sense to me that they did it that way. And, like, I'm not saying you don't have a right to be justified, but I'm saying, like, I don't think you should have been surprised, is what I'm saying. Like, that felt very on the nose to me that they were going to do something like that, since Aurora is like the new player deck or whatever, or the intro deck, I think is what they called it. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. Plus, they're probably trying to find a way to balance Iyslander, if I'm being honest. Like, they're probably trying to find like a better way to balance Iyslander. Oath of Loyalty. Uh-oh. Yo, they're about to do the thing. We might just die. Been waiting for Iyslander since she hit LL, but I don't mind Aurora coming back soon. These Marvel Dragons are just chilling in my binder. LOL. Oh, dude. Shred, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate the kind words. All right, so we actually just need to get to our turn. So to be able to block this out, if they have the toxicity, this blocks it out, right? This is the safest way to guarantee we don't die this turn. Yeah, we're just, like, we're blocking with everything we have because, like, they have to have Toxin and a different pump to kill us. Or, to hit with the effect. Which, to be fair, they have 2 more cards in hand. Like, it's possible. It's actually possible, but, like, I'm playing around the Toxin at least. If I had another card that blocks 3, there might be a world where we block 12, but... So we go to 17, we go to 16. So we blocked a ton here. The PTSD is real. Dude, we died playing against this deck. We were playing Aurora, and we, like, just died out of nowhere. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Now, the good news is that more than likely we just win the game here. So they're going to flick the other dagger. We're going to take 1 from the flick, 1 from that, and then yellow toxicities 4 life. So we're going to take 6 to 10, and then we're going to take 1 to 9. Yeah, deal. I'm okay with that. I am perfectly okay with this. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it kind of sucks, but... I just wish they would be more communicative about when we can expect LL Heroes to come back and actually say, like, what's considered a reasonable break. I mean... So, like... I guess, like... Do we even know if they're going to print them again? I don't know. Like, I feel like if they say it's going to come back at this time, like, I don't know. Speaking as someone who loved Iyslander and played a lot of Iyslander, and, like, as someone who loved Oldhim and played a ton of Oldhim and would immediately play Oldhim if he came back to the metagame, like, I don't know. Like, it just feels... Real quick before I die, I'm a huge fan of yours. I watch every stream, and I even watch stuff from, like, 8+. Oh, man, that's awesome. Really appreciate the support and kind words. I'm a reindeer sausage and brats fan first, but if it's hot dogs, it's got to be ballparks with ketchup, mustard, and relish. Dude, I love this. This person in the chat, dude, this is making my day. This is awesome. This is awesome. I absolutely love this. I mean, there is a way that they could, like, draw shelter and prevent damage here. So I'm not going to flick immediately. I don't really have a reason to. We did fall down to 9. I'm going to take every card out of their hand here. Like, we're going to throw the Lava Burst, even if it's just for 2, to force them to block with their card. And then if they have Prevention, which they just showed us they don't, I was like, then we're just going to go in the next turn with both of our daggers and set up with them at 1. That was super nice of them. I really appreciate them saying that. That's awesome. I don't know, like, it still just makes me super happy when people have super nice things to say, like, you know, about, like, me and my content and stuff like that. Like, it's always super nice to hear. Like, I don't know. It always makes me smile. Like, it's just, people are always so kind. Slippy, we did go second, which I think was a big part in that win. Blocked 9 to, let's see. Op took quite a bit of damage to play toxicity plus Kiss of Death turn. They went to 1, and I was able to flick for the kill on the following turn. Like, I definitely understand why our opponent, like, kept all of the damage there to, like, try and just go all in and get uber aggressive. Like, it makes a lot of sense to me. But also, at the same time, it put us in a really, really powerful position. Give us Icelander. No Verdance is not an Icelander replacement, and I'm hoping every day that's not what LSS believes. I really don't think they say that. I don't think they believe that. I would love to play... I would love a play on opponent's turn Wizards is not Kano. I mean, yeah, like... honestly, the fact that, like, we haven't gotten, like, Icelander back yet, I mean, one, it's only been, like, what, 2 years? Which, I mean, to be fair, like, is not that crazy. Like, it doesn't... It's not... I don't know. It just doesn't sound that crazy to me. Like, we haven't gotten another Oldhim. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess everybody's counter argument to that is, like, we're kind of getting to, like, fill the void with, like, Jarl, but it doesn't feel the same to me. I don't know. Adult Blaze would be awesome for the game. They're literally printing a Runeblade and Light Illusionist card in Gem Pack 3, which is for set 17. When is set 17? You did get the Oldhim replacement, though? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We did not get the Oldhim replacement at all. All right, so right now, let's talk about our sideboard plan here. So right now, my plan is Breaking Points, Sound the Alarms, and Imperial Seal of Command. Let's try the Blanches. You know what? I'm not convinced this is correct, but let's try it. At this point, let's try it. Like, my Florian games have been okay. I'm winning some and I'm losing some, but, like, let's just try it and see what happens. Is set 17... Monarch Part 3? Could be. We have gotten Oldhim replacements. I just want to play my Ice Wizard cards again. I don't care if it's Icelander. I mean... Okay. I don't know. Like, I still feel like you guys are kind of, like, blinded by the light a little bit here, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Like, we got card replacements. We did not get an Oldhim replacement. Like... And you cannot, as someone who played Oldhim religiously, you cannot convince me that Jarl, like, Jarl is supposed to be the replacement, but it does not fill that void in any way. Bulllander is a deck archetype. Earth and Ice are very different, so we wait for Icelander too. I mean, yeah. Like, and to Matt's point, like, we really can't. We can't play Endless Winter, which does kind of suck. And guys, like, I hear what you're saying. You want something you can play. I think we're going to have to take one here. Like, you want something you can play. And I hear you. Like, honestly, I really, really do. I promise. I hear what you're saying. I don't know. Like, this hand's really solid. I like this hand quite a bit. The Throw Dagger makes this hand insane. I just have no love for Jarl like other Guardians. I completely agree, Nate. And I think that's my biggest problem, too. Really appreciate how much you interact with your audience. It's really helped my gameplay. It's the first time I've gotten on a live stream. I usually fall asleep to the recording. Shred, that's hilarious, dude. I love that. I love that. Dude, I really appreciate the kind words, man. I'm a firm believer that hanging out and chatting with you guys is the best part. Like, hanging out and talking with you guys is the best part. It makes this the most fun to me. We are going to play Throw Dagger here. I would like to be able to get value out of this. We do not need a counter here. We do not need a counter here. We're going to go Ignite for 2. They're not going to block. Okay, so this is going to be Chain Link 2. That's hit. We do not need to flick here. Here, we will have to flick. Now, we're not going to get the Mask this turn, but we are going to take every card out of their hand, which is awesome. And I think we're just going to push back in. Like, the question I have to, like, we have to ask ourselves here is not having daggers worth 2 points. We're potentially risking some consistency issues here, but I'm going to take a little bit of a chance since we're just trying to push damage and we want to get as aggressive as we can. And like this hand is exactly my concern. So like right now, we're just about to play Imperial Seal of Command, and we're about to activate Synra over pitching Demonstrate Devotion and Dragon Power and arsenaling the Blaze Headlong. God, that feels so bad. So if we keep a dagger, my turn is dagger, Demonstrate Devotion, Blaze Headlong, into flick the dagger, get both the daggers back, play in Imperial Seal of Command. But instead, we're about to play Imperial Seal of Command and do nothing. Yo, what? What just happened? Did I click too fast or something? I do that sometimes. So yeah, we immediately get punished by not keeping a dagger. Oh, this hand's really good if we get to keep it. By the way, I've been using my codex and it's been pretty helpful. Dude, I'm glad, Dot. I'm glad, dude. I love that. Under the helmet, Jarl is a sad guy named Steve. That feels pretty fitting. That feels pretty fitting. Love Jarl. Think the reason he's not liked right now is just because his weapon is so mid. If Crown of Seeds was still around, yeah. If Crown of Seeds would Oldhim was Crown of Seeds. Oldhim was not really like his hero ability. Oldhim was Crown of Seeds, and I definitely agree with you that like that's what a lot of us miss. I actually could not agree with you more on that. That is like crazy accurate. Crazy accurate. My PQs, similar list to yours. Your recent videos and explanations really helped. Yo, let's go. Insecurity? Really hope I said that right. Dude, I really appreciate the kind words. And congrats on winning your ProQuest. That's awesome. That is super exciting. I love to hear that for you. That's amazing. Played Redline Synra after the 100 released. Moved to for ProQuest. Spelled on top 8 at 63 player. Dude, 63 person ProQuest is like pretty good. It's a pretty high number. Hit top 8 on the ProQuest last Saturday. Try to decide if I want to go back to Synra because I've been following your deck building journey. I mean, dude, I have to admit, Syndra's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed the deck. Do we just want to use command here? I mean, they have an arsenal. Like, we have a good hand. I don't know if we want to save this for another hand or if we just want to use it now. I mean, I guess we'll just go ahead and use it now. Like, we have a very high chance of hitting and, like, doing the whole thing this turn. Plus, like, if we get uber aggressive, depending on how many cards they have left, we can just leave the Blaze Headlong in Arsenal here. Same thing as people saying Teklo is unpopular. He's not. There was so much hype for him. You just can't reasonably play him if you don't want to waste your time at tournaments. I just want to play Ether Ice Vein Fused again. I mean, listen, I hear you. I hear you, brother. I love Ether Ice Vein. All right, getting a Rubon Carapace from their arsenal is awesome. I love Ether Ice Vein. And I think if Verdance had like that Ether Dirt Vein card or whatever you call it, Cusco, I think she would be like unbelievably played, bro. I just want to swing a big. Oh, are you saying you want to play swing big? Listen, I'm down. I'm actually one of the decks that I'm considering. Is it good enough to play at nationals? Is actually we're gonna flick one of the daggers here. Is KO? I'm considering, is KO like good enough, and like should I be considering KO for where we're at? No, thought I clicked on this. Blaze Headlong is for 4. Like this quite a bit. This gets a card and Grasp, which feels pretty good. Hot on their heels for 3, go again. We're just going to throw everything. I know they don't have an arsenal, but I'm just going to throw everything. We're going to swing big lizards. I mean, I don't even know what that means, but I'm here for it anyway. Lots of Facilio. Ether Ice Vein, Chilling Ice Vein, both of them are peak and I missed them. I mean, guys, I know that like we're going around and around with this like whole conversation, but like I don't blame you for missing the hero you love. Like, honestly. Like, I understand. I get where you're coming from. I don't know. Like, I think I'm just somebody who's like just super content just hanging out and playing whatever's available in the format. Like, I won't lie. I miss Aurora. I loved Aurora. Like, Aurora was like, I think we're going to take this in Arsenal to Blanche. Like Aurora was like one of my favorite decks I've played in a really, really long time. Deck was awesome. It fit everything I like to do. You know, like, but with that in mind, I would in a heartbeat go back to playing like a slower, grindier deck if there was something that I loved. I'm wondering, is there a chance to play Victor at Nationals? I love Victor. Is there a chance I should be on Victor at Nats? Like, I don't know. Like, it's so tough for me to decide what I should be playing. I honestly don't know. Like Synra stands out because of how powerful she is and how good of an aggro deck she is, but that could change with high Cs. That could totally change. And plus, like, Victor is a comfort level to me that I know. So I'm excited to see how they remake it as well. I agree. I already miss Aurora and it's only been a week. I felt that, bro. When I got knocked out of top 8 at my ProQuest, I was like, God, I miss Aurora. Classic. Well, Arsenal to Blanche. Put the Spreading Flames on bottom. Block with Sound the Alarm. Oath, Flick a Dagger, gain a resource, demonstrate Devotion. I think is the play here. I don't know. Like, that felt... like, the first one being like a baby felling is pretty good for us. I don't hate that. Also, like, this Blanche being stuck in our arsenal is weird. And to be fair, like, if that was a loyalty beyond the grave, then we would have been able to utilize that for block, and we would have been able to throw an extra 5, right? Because we would have been able to block from there. We would have put the Spreading Flames on the bottom. No, I guess we would have just arsenaled the 1 for 5. So we would have been able to throw an extra 5, but we would have been able to set up an arsenal as opposed to a Blanche. Our arsenal would be a Sound the Alarm right now, which I guess like is situationally better. We're just gonna pass. We're up like just enough to make me feel uncomfortable right now. Double Expose is really bad. Well, thankfully we're gonna get to put one on the bottom, so that kind of works out. Our hand is not great. I mean, our hand's fine, actually. I think our hand's better than I thought it was. So we're going to put an Exposed in the bottom, and we're going to get the last counter off of our Tunic here. I'm going to go ahead and block here, just so that we have the value later. Yo, what's up, Taylor? How are you, brother? I mean, that's part of my problem. There is nothing else I actively want to play right now. Zen post Bonds is the closest thing I had since Icelander. I mean, it's tough. I don't know. Like, I think that was kind of like the point to my statement, though, is that, like, I'm pretty content playing something. Like, I'm not someone who, like, I don't know, like, I just don't get... I don't know, like, I just don't get super down about the metagame like a lot of people do. Like, don't get me wrong, there are metagames that, like, suck and are unfortunate, but I think I'm just, like, constantly, like, my mindset is that I'm constantly in this world where I'm like, oh, like, we're just going to play something else. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to get better. I'm going to do this. Like, and I'm not saying that you guys are bad. Like, that's not what I mean by that. I mean that, like, I am a person who lives in a general state of just being content with whatever's happening around me. And so I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. So they've turned on their hero ability, and we're just going to throw Blanche at them and activate Synra. I mean, throwing a 3 for 7 here when we're up 4 points does feel pretty good. Like, this I admit I do kind of like here. I think they need to fine-tune the game mechanics for weapons that swing for minor damage. I'm not sure what you mean, Jay. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. You have a favorite, but you're also open to playing other stuff until you get a favorite back. Yeah, it's pretty much how I play. Most people who play Fab hate Fab. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of like sad to think that that's true. If I'm being honest, like that just kind of makes me sad. I don't know. Like I love this game. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine not playing this game at this point. Now, to be fair, I mean, I do stream it, 3 or 4 days a week, so that also, like, does consume my life in some way. But I don't know, like, is it better to go dagger here, or is it better to use the throw dagger to extend the chain? I guess we can kind of find out as we play here. Aggro is in a permanent Zen state? I mean, yeah, like, I just like the game. Like, even during Zen meta, like, when it sucked, like, I was still happy to just be playing the game. Ban Yanti? What? The draft card from Monarch? What? Hey, Sean, what's up, dude? I like playing Synra, but I still think I have more fun playing Dio. I think Dio is a really fun hero. I actually really enjoy Dio as a hero. Gonna use the leg piece here. I mean, I think using the leg piece here is like a good thing to do. Me using throw dagger? Ooh. Do I want to flick here? Maybe I'm supposed to lead on the flick knives and then use throw dagger after if I think they're going to use prevention. Could be that that's the play. That's like the better play I could have made here. Yeah, I guess that would have made sense. Need to be a certified hater to want a bad draft chaff from 10 sets ago. Yanti this, Yanti that. We get it already. What is happening? Dio is a lot of fun, to be honest. I don't know. Trent, shut up. You know that's not what I meant, dude. Zen meta wasn't even the worst meta. Starvo Chain Prism was. I mean, to be fair, that meta was pretty toxic. I mean, we're going to get it back here in just a second anyway. Like, it doesn't do anything, but we might as well. Because this is 4 on-hit mask, which means they have to give us a card or give us mask, because the first thing hit through flick knives. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, yeah, like, again, like you have 1 card left. So I take 5, go to 7, then I get to play my hand out. So this hand's actually gas, right? Like, this hand's actually insane. We're going to go to 7, and we're just going to play this out. Hopefully we don't get got by the Face Purgatory. They've managed to keep this as long as they have, which really scares me. Like, this hand is very, very good, but also, like, we are very susceptible to Face Purgatory here. I'm imagining those are expensive robes, right? Like, look at Kano. Like, look at Kano, you know? He's just that guy. Immediately, huh? So, we're going to discard the brand. We're going to utilize flick knives here and see what they do. Are you going to give me well-grounded? You're thinking about it. I mean, to be fair, like, it probably buys you the mask here, right? Oh, interesting. Okay. Giving it to me on the first chain link is a little surprising. Like, in Aurora, giving it to me on the last chain link was not the best thing in the world. That I actually very strongly agree with. But I think it's fine here, right? So we're going to go 1 for 5. I mean, making 2 mites is pretty stacked here. We create a fealty token. They're at 5. And then they're going to attack for exact lethal. So the 2 rune chants put us to 5. Or no, they're going to attack. Yeah, it's going to be for 5. So we block 2, take 3, go to 2, which means we're basically just dead to whatever happens. If I block with the Oath of Loyalty, I'm kind of up a creek. So if I block with Display Loyalty and the Mask of Momentum, it's Oath of Loyalty, Blaze Headlong, Blood Runs Deep. And then they just prevent the Blood Runs Deep, which is not good for us. I think we have to block like this. Kano's robes are made by the Yinti guy. Oh, dude, I'm just getting had. I'm just getting had left and right. Ban Scepter, Justinic, and Blood Rush Bellow. Unban High Octane. What? All right. All right. I don't know what kind of sauce we're on with that ban, but somebody needs to check on Brock. The problem is that I can't give them Mask and go to 3. The thing's coming in for 5, which means we block Mask, take 3, go to 2, and we're just dead next turn. Doing it this way, we've at least bought ourselves 1 turn. So I think this is the correct decision here. Yeah, Mask putting us to 2 is what's so backbreaking here. Blood runs deep. Activate well grounded. It'd be a boob not to. Like, this is like the best like free 2 damage you're gonna be able to block ever. Yo, congrats on top 8, man. I agree. Kano is kind of a coin flip. I do agree with that, actually. Like, activate well grounded. There's literally 0 reason not to here. Mask is gone. You're not protecting anything. Yeah, I was like, this is one of those times when it's like, just turn your brain off and just do the thing. Like, you don't have to think here. It's 2 free damage, which actually leaves you in a situation where you could say no blocks and go down to 1 if you wanted, because we're not gonna like, you know, like zap them or shock them like we did with Aurora. Let a single Brute LL and CC first, then you can take Blood Rush. I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Donald on this one. So we're going to activate Synra. Flick one of our daggers to put our opponent down to 3. So the Rune Chants put us to 2. If I block with Spreading Flames... Now I can't do that, can I? I have to block with Sound the Alarm. I'm just trying to think of a way to, like... Because what I would like to do is go Fealty. We have 3 of them. We can go Fealty, Art of the Dragonblood, into Spreading Flames, Hunt the Hunter. And, like, I can't even give the Flick Knives here to try and take every card out of their hand. This takes a card in equipment. This takes a card. This takes a card in Tunic. They go to 2. The Flick Knives puts them to 1. Then they kill us on the back end with a blue. No, I have to block here. It sucks. I need to sound the alarm, but like I just don't have a way to be able to do it, right? Because Art of the Dragonblood, because I can't give it Go Again, is the problem here. Like, I don't have a way to give Hunt the Hunter Go Again. Yeah, I have to block like this, unfortunately. This hand's not bad, to be honest. Like, this hand's perfectly fine. We played as many 4 and 5 card hands as we could, and now, like, the game has just worked itself into a situation to where we're forced into these play patterns. It's unfortunate, but it's how the game, it's how the Florian matchup goes, in my opinion. Yeah, but I can't activate it on Chain Link 2, guys. So, like, if I block with Spreading Flames, I go Art of the Dragonblood, and then I throw Hunt the Hunter. This is going to cost 1, and I'll have 1 for 5 in hand. I don't think... We had 3 Fealties, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, the boots... Yeah, for each Draconic Chain Link you control. Like, I don't think that works the way you guys think it does. Like, I think we're short 1 there, right? Like, we're just short 1, I think. Unfortunately. Like, if we could use boots there, I would have kept the sound the alarm and then used the fealty. It would have been great, but we didn't have that option. Yeah, and so now we're going to throw Hunt the Hunter. The only way we get both cards is if they have 2/2 blocks in their hand. If they have 2/2 blocks in their hand, we get to take both of their cards and go to the next turn. If they have a 3 block, they give us a 3 block Tunic, take 1, take the flick, yeah, and then keep a blue to kill us. It's unfortunate. Like, I don't know where I missed a point of damage at this turn, like this game, or what we could have done to have gotten more value. I mean, maybe they had to keep a red. I highly improbable, but yeah, like that. So we needed them to have 2/2 blocks, which is funny because it's actually a feasible situation that they have 2/2 blocks. God, I hate losing freaking games like that because it's like I know I had to have missed a point somewhere. This also comes back to the fact that we played at minimum 2 Hunt the Hunters, I think. Yeah, we played 2 Hunt the Hunters, and like I know those generated more fealty, but if we had those, if those were Art of the Dragonfires, like they win the game, which just makes me feel like we should just be on that card instead of Hunt the Hunter, and like the whole March of Fealty thing's just not worth it, man. Just draw Shelter now. We didn't bring Shelter in, but that would have been a good time to have a Shelter there. I don't really like saying that's how it goes sometimes. And like, I appreciate that you guys are trying to be supportive. I really do. But we should win games like that. And winning games like that and losing games like that are the difference between doing well at a tournament and not doing well at a tournament. And finding the points where I can win games like that is extremely important to me because I want to win. Winning is like very high on my priority list at these bigger events. I would like to really do well at Nationals. Let's see. Arts of Dragon Fire would have got us the missing damage we needed. I'm sure I missed at least 1 point. Review for missing points. Because that 1 point right there is equal to the last card out of their hand that wins us the game. Which means if we're able to find 1 more point throughout that game, 1 more point throughout that game, we're in a situation where we can force the last card out of their hand. Yes, you are right, Christopher. Christopher just said that it all comes back to us that second turn and not keeping the dagger. Yes. That damage or those cards probably would have mattered. And that is very, very true. Yep. If you want to see my list, I made some decisions based on this matchup. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Oh my god, the Coochie Monster's back. I swear we've played. So I did learn this is Nick. I did learn this is my buddy Nick, actually. I mean, it was an unlucky draw, but like you're going to have some unlucky draws. I would like to win through unlucky draws. Like, and I know sometimes you can't win through unlucky draws, but I would like to be able to like try and win more games through some unlucky draws. But yeah, like Rose, if you want to shoot it to me in the Discord, like that'd be great. Let's see, we're going second against KO, which is good. Yeah, like if you want to send it in the public Discord, or you can just shoot it to me like as a private message. We'll look at it after this. Ending on 0 daggers does feel wrong. I agree. Yeah, to John's point, we could have thrown the a dagger at a wrong time. The turn where we played throw dagger first and they discarded the shelter. If we activate flick knives, we can save the throw dagger for a later turn to try and put them in a different situation, which I think is better. We're just going to block with the Loyalty Beyond the Grave. Again, mortal enemy. I only end on 0 daggers is after a bid spreading a wrath turn. Boots on turn 2 for more value. Didn't we turn boots? No, we didn't even use boots that game, did we? Literally never used boots that game. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, never using boots that game is actually insane. So not utilizing boots, not ending on the dagger. Not keeping a dagger. Now, to be fair, the dagger was worth 2 points that turn, right? There's a multitude of things to like go back and think through. I'm gonna have to like really deep analyze that game tomorrow. I've got to be at the office for a lot of stuff tomorrow, so during downtime, I'll probably be looking at that game. Yeah, using boots is 2 more value there would have been good. It is worth noting that we didn't really see any downside from Exposed that game because it lined up on the felling turn. Now, I know that that's kind of just like luck, but I'm seriously debating just playing main deck Warmongers. Like, just main deck Warmongers is one of my 9 blues and just running it that way. We're going to flick one of the first daggers here. We're going to flick the first dagger. We're going to put Nick down to 34, and then we're going to throw Breaking Point at him, which is pretty good because if he has a Blood Rush or something, this could be really, really good. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, it is a card game. There's always luck involved when it comes to card games. I agree with you there. I don't know. Like, I want luck to be as little of me winning as possible. Like, I want me winning to be because, like, I played better than my opponent every single round. And I know that that's a lot to ask for out of, you know, like, I'm just a regular human being. So I know that that's tough. So this hand is kind of okay. I think we can take 5 and try to set this up, right? Because we can try to use the Exposed. I think we can try to use the Exposed here. So we're going to pitch the dagger to come in for a 1. This probably doesn't get blocked. And even if it does, it gets blocked for 1 more than likely. So the Exposed is looking really good. So we mark Nick. And even if this doesn't hit, since we're able to mark Nick, when we throw the March of Loyalty, we can use Flick Knives to give it go again by creating a Fealty token. I feel you about wishing to do well at big events. I like to study the game, but something is missing to me. What do you mean by something is missing? Because, like, I agree that, like, studying the game is a big part of it. I am a big believer in studying my games that I play, and studying other people's games to try to learn more, to try to make myself better. I am a big believer in stuff like that. Does have its variance, but it matters so much less than pure skill. Yeah, no, I actually agree with that. It's like one of the things that I really like about this game is that, like, most of the time, if you're the better player, you will win. Most of the time, if you're the better player, you will win. That, as a general rule of thumb, I think that I agree with that. There's more skill than luck in this game. Unfortunately, luck still does exist. We're playing a trading card game, so. Okay. So we're just going to activate Flick Knives. Activate Synra. We are not going to activate the Vest. We're kind of just chewing through Nick's equipment here. Now, he's probably about to have a big pop-off turn here. Ugh, man, we're just blocking. We're just going to play the Shelter. Moments like this, I kind of wish we were playing Sync, almost. Listen, the government of Germany. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm really glad they did that, actually. Wonder if Aggro Rhinar has a place in the meta now. It is very possible that that's the case. It is very possible in my mind that that's the case, Drew. And I know that, like, Zach was testing that. Like, my buddy Zach was testing that the other day. Sadly, we're going to lose both of our fealties here because we're just like forced into doing nothing. It's just kind of the sad reality of this turn. Hey, what's up, Moore? I mean, yeah, we're doing okay. Like, we're doing okay. Feel like I got some things to work on, but we've been doing okay so far tonight. I mean, yeah, let's just take 7 here, go to 21. Nothing massive about this. Hopefully there's not like a Command and Conquer follow-up. I know that Nick's on some number of CNC, which to be fair, I think is just correct. Yeah, we'll just take this. This is fine. I'm just gonna block with Shelter. We're just gonna give up the 4 block here. Just kind of gaming. Just kind of gaming. And we're gonna lead on the Spreading Flames. Ooh. What are you taking? All right. I mean, to be honest, like, it's not the best in the world, but it's fine, I think, actually. We're going to throw the dagger. We have an ignite, which means I'm okay with not arsenaling or not keeping a dagger for next turn because we have the ignite. So I am going to activate the Blood Splattered Vest here. We're going to come in for 4, which is a break point. I really wish this was for 5, but this is the better card that we could have kept here between our options. Are you leaning towards Cinder for Nats? It's definitely up there. Oh, is there a new spoiler card? If there's a new spoiler card, we will be checking it out after this. We're going to flick the dagger, deal a damage to Nick. We're not going to use the vest. There's no reason to. We're going to re-equip the dagger. And then we're going to come in for 2. I could use the boots here for an extra 2 points, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather just wait and block with it as opposed to attacking with it here. So we're going to close the combat chain. We're going to arsenal our ignite, and we're going to pass. Depending on what Nick draws, this could go ham. Like, we could be in another situation where we're just blocking. Oh yeah, the wizard spoiler was shared a little. We saw that a little bit ago, Sean. I am leaning Cinder for Nats at the current moment. I'm a longtime Brute player, and he may have his moment soon, but D-Reacts, they got intimidated, go to Arsenal, and then they turn off your Pulpings, which makes you sad. I mean, I guess that's fair, right? So, took the 1 card we wanted to block with. We block here. Take 7, go to 7. There is no equipment this turn, which means there's a pretty good chance that we're going to be able to utilize Mask this turn. Now, if not, we're probably taking 2 cards here, and Loyalty Beyond the Grave and Arsenal sets us up well. Yeah, it is a very good card, I agree. Oh, dude, Majin Spoiler is awesome. So this is going to cost 1 to activate to get both of our daggers back. We're going to throw one of our daggers for 1. We are not going to use the vest. We're going to throw Ignite. If Nick blocks us with a card, we're going to use Flick Knives. Interesting. I'm surprised he must have another Blood Rush is all I can come up with here. Like, I'm assuming this is a Blood Rush. Like, I don't know why else he would just take all this damage here. I mean, to be fair, the good news is that if it is a Blood Rush, we can just shove our equipment in front and probably a couple of cards. Wow. Well, Nick's at 5, so Burn Bear is nuts. Is there a new spoiler? I do like that they're exploring pitchless cards. I do agree with that. I love that Nick led on this instead of... So we get to block Breaking Point and Loyalty Beyond the Grave here. Take 3 to 4. And we get to just stuff this, which is awesome. Nick not leading on the Mandible Claws, getting really punished here. We are going to use the loyalties. Demonstrate Devotion, looking solid. Yeah, Nick not leading on the claw, like, really punished him there with the pulping. Like, I mean, unless he was just, like, all reds or something, like, I think that that was probably just a misplay. Display loyalty. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go Burning Blade Dance. See if you give me another card. I mean, this is like the first 0 for 4 we've played this turn, so... Something, something, pulping, D-react, sad. I think it's so funny that that's like the conversation we're having because it like just came up. Like we were just talking about it. Also, like Nick should have blocked that card because like now the flick just kills him here. Oh, he has a no block in hand. Unfortunately, this does happen to the old KO deck and it always feels bad. Yeah, Wild Rod in hand, and he had another Pulping in hand. So he must have been a lot of reds last game, or last turn. That Blood Rush, that second Blood Rush turn, I think he was a lot of reds there. Although, like, us having the D-React there with the Loyalty Beyond the Grave felt so good and really set us up to do well there. Actually, let's play this matchup. This is a matchup I want to play. Dang it. Well, I was kind of hoping that we would get to play against Jarl. Let's go ahead and take a look at Rose's list while we're hanging out here. Loyalty, Beyond the Grave, help us stuff pulping to keep 3 cards plus draw from D-React to close it out. All right, let's take a look at Rose's list here compared to mine, and we'll kind of see what some of the differences are. Exposed has been fine so far tonight. Like, it's not been amazing, but it's been okay. I haven't hated it so far. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it's spoiler card discussions. I thought that was the spoiler cards. All right, so let's see. Let's pull this up here, and we'll talk about her list and see how it kind of compares. We can talk about some of the differences here for a minute. All right, so 52 card main deck. We're on, so let's see. You're on a 1 of Rake Over the Coals. You're on 2 March of Loyalty. Rising Resentment. Spreading Flames. Is Brand not in here? Did you cut Brand with Cinderclaw? I'm intrigued that you cut Brand with Cinderclaw. That's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, so far it's just been a blue. I've been playing it that way intentionally. Rebuilt my Levia deck recently, and I took Pulpings out because everyone and their mother is on 6+ D-Reacts. Yeah, no, I agree. So the fact that you're not on Brand is like super interesting to me because like there's less starters, which is concerning. I like the Art of the Dragon Scales in the sideboard. The extra dagger, I'm going to be honest, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm just not on Concealed Blade in the extra dagger right now. I'm just kind of no respecting new, which might be incorrect. So like right now for Florian, you're on Sound the Alarms, Command and Conquers, Imperial Seal of Command, and 2 Art of the Dragon Scales. And for the mirror, you're on Loyalty, Shelters, and Art of the Dragon Scale, I'm imagining. I'm kind of just guessing a little bit here. I'm surprised that against Assassins, you're not bringing in Art of the Dragon Scale. Like, I would think against Slippy, you really want that card. I mean, Dagger is a starter, but I don't know, man. I work to keep my Dagger, so I always have the starter. I guess, like, throwing Dagger just feels so bad when I only have reds in my hand. Like, I hate it. I feel like I'm missing out on so much value. Let's see, you're on 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're on 9 blues. They're just very, like, spread out with what you're working on here. I do like that you have links in the sideboard. I like that quite a bit. You're on Spellfray Cloak, and I'm on Arcanite Fortress, so we're on the same card, except mine blocks 1 and 2 Acilio. I do like it for the Mind Warp, actually, to have Spell Void 2. It does seem to be relevant. You're on 1 copy of Hunt the Hunter. I wonder if I'm supposed to be on 2 March of Loyalty and 3 Burning Blade Dance, since we don't have as much Fealty generation. You're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 one-cost cards in the main deck. It's a lot of one-cost cards for only 9 blues. I don't know, it scares me. Yeah, Sound the Alarm has been really good into Assassin and Warrior. I've really enjoyed it as tech. I have to say, you should have seen the look on my Fang opponent's face at my ProQuest this past weekend. It was a buddy of mine, Phil. I like Phil. He's really cool. But he was very shocked when I played Sound the Alarm. There was a lot of, like, interesting expressions. So now I'm considering, like, do we play 2 March of Loyalties and 3 Burning Blade Dance? Probably. It just feels like we should be on some number of Art of the Dragonfire, but I really don't want to cut Brand. Like, we're already on a lot of 0 costs, and I feel like I'm already living in a world where I'm using a lot of resources anyway. I added that to the inventory, not the maybe board. Woo! F's in the chat for Phil, lol. I'd imagine the main expression on Fang versus you playing Sound the Alarm is rage. Phil's a pretty cool guy. He was not really, like, angry. I think we're just gonna jam Warmongers. I hate when I do that shit. Where did you go? I think I'm just gonna play Warmongers in the main. Blue 3 blocks. It works into multiple matchups. I don't have to think about it. We're kind of going with the Fi logic here, where I'm just gonna play it into everything. Now that opens up 3 more sideboard slots. Like, is there any world we just want to be on Art of the Dragon Scale now? And then against Florian, we get 3 copies of Breaking Point, 3 copies of Art of the Dragon Scale, and then 2 copies of Imperial, 1 copy of Imperial Seal of Command, and then 2 copies of Sound the Alarm. That potentially puts us, I mean, in the Florian matchup, that puts us up to 18 one-cost attacks. That's a lot. Yo, what up, Brad? I don't like playing 2-ofs. Like, I'm really not a fan. Okay, 1 Tenacity and 2 Art of the Dragon Scale. Then I'm in the same weird spot, right? So if I bring in, actually 2 Art of the Dragon Scale works because I can bring in 3 Sound the Alarm, 2 Art of the Dragon Scale, the Command, and the Breaking Point. And then the mirror would be D-Reacts, 2 Art of the Dragon Scale, 1 Breaking Point. I don't hate it. We have, like, quite a bit of Fealty generation. We're on 6 cards that generate Fealty. We're on 3 cards that mark, and we're on Hunt the Hunter. So we're on 9 cards that generate Fealty tokens, and we're on 1 set of cards that mark. I swap out Breaking Point for Scale. How's the Fealty build going? March of Loyalty's been pretty consistent, to be honest, so far. Like, it's not been bad, Morag. It's not been bad at all so far tonight. So if we're playing Tenacity in the sideboard, means we have to bring it in again. Like, I just don't know about having... I just don't know when we want Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is my problem. Like, if we play Tenacity, we're going to play against Florian, and we're going to play Tenacity. I'm really stuck. I mean, it does seem good in the Guardian. Like, I do like the idea of it against Victor for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very skeptical about the sideboard plan. I don't like 2-ofs. I don't like 2-ofs, and I'm just living in a world where I'm like, is Hunt the Hunter better than Art of the Dragonfire? It feels like the answer is no. But like, if I'm gonna play Hunt the Hunter and I'm gonna play Art of the Dragonfire, I have to cut Brand, basically. And I feel like we're already running a lot of one-cost attacks. No, I understand, Dot. I completely understand, dude. In my opinion, Fire's better than Scale. So here, like, I agree, Arclight, with what you're saying, but Art of the Dragonfire is a main deck card. We never sideboard that card. There's no reason to. Like, there's just not a reason to bring it in. This is, like, specifically for, like, matchups where you want people to, like, have to block cards. And I do like having the reach, but, like, the question we have to ask ourselves is Brand or Hunt the Hunter, like, are we better off with one of those? I also feel like cutting Brand is just so situationally weird. Like, most of our things are Draconic, but man, Brand into Art of the Dragonblood early is really, really good. You can also go, like, Art into one of the Art of the Dragon cards. I agree. That card should never come out. If you're on it, you should always be playing it. Is there any world we're not supposed to play March of Loyalty? Well, it's in the maybe board, isn't it? Yeah, classic. I hate when I do that shit. I hate that Talishar like that Febrari moves. I don't know why it does that. It's very obnoxious to me. Like, cutting one of Brand feels bad, but I don't know, like, are we supposed to cut Brand or, like, play 2 Burning Blade Dance? We're probably supposed to play 2 Burning Blade Dance, right? Did I add Brand to the sideboard? I did. And then play this as, like, 2-ofs like this, and then we're on 3 Art of the Dragonfire, 3 Hunt the Hunter. But if we're playing Hunt the Hunter, like, do we really need Hunt the Hunter at this point? Like, if we're not playing the March of Loyalty? Maybe we play 3 Burning Blade Dance and 2 Hunt the Hunter? Maybe being on, like, split 2 costs here? Or split 1 costs, I mean, is better? Let's try this. Naifu Waifu, I just saw the name of your deck. I love that, Rose. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. Like, these kinds of thoughts and this kind of testing is, like, what I want to, like, talk about and test. Is this a Furnace matchup? This feels like a Furnace matchup to me. Are we supposed to be on links in this matchup? Probably not, right? So we are on Shelters. Maybe we don't play loyalties here. I mean, Syndra can overwhelm Florian, but not always. Not always, Nicholas. I think momentum's better. I think we're definitely on breaking point. Is there any world that we're on like 2 Art of the Dragon scales? Or like 1 Art of the Dragon scales and 2 loyalties? I mean, destroying a piece of equipment's good, but I think that's for grindy matchups. I think we're just going to play the loyalties. We are going to try Furnace, though. I am going to see how Furnace feels this game. I'm curious to know. Azalea, we are going second. And we'll see what happens. Guys, by the way, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate y'all for being here and chilling with us. If you are new to the channel, you're here for the first time, whatever your story is, we got 3 questions we ask everybody in there. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me about yourselves in the chat. I would love to get to know you guys. Also, if you're new and you're hanging out on YouTube, make sure you like the video and subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow. Excuse me, it goes a long way in helping me out. Oh, Lord. I could tell that my voice was like starting to go out. Honestly, still kind of feels like it is. They're just going to leave this and pass, probably. Oh, no, just kidding. No shot. I mean... This is a weird hand. I don't know. Doesn't feel that great, to be honest. God. Yo, B King of Hearts, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. It means a lot. Appreciate the support. We're just gonna... I know that this is like one of our better power cards, but I think we're gonna try and use Art of the Dragonfire. This is also a great example of a turn when we could use our chest to throw 5 more here and situationally put them into an awkward spot. But because we don't really have that, we're just forced to arsenal and pass here. Excuse me. Jesus. So we kind of have to keep our whole hand to make this work. It's Pitch Shelter to Dagger. Yeah, so this is not a Furnace matchup. With all the ones, we immediately just cannot be on Furnace. Like, it just does not feel like we can be on Furnace at all. So this is 11 on hit Ponder. It's really 13 on hit Ponder. I can pitch Breaking Point to the Kunai, display Loyalty, Burning Blade Dance, and then pitch Shelter to Art of the Dragonfire. Or I think we should try to keep the Shelter if we can. So pitching the Breaking Point is probably just better. Like, also not seeing a blue in 8 cards is pretty unfortunate, I feel like. Let's see here. Burning Blade Dance probably gets blocked for 3 just because it has that extra flick text on it, which is really good. I really like throwing the Burning Blade Dance on, like, not a mass chain link. Do you think that, like, do I think that they're going to ban Deadwood Dirge? Probably not, right? Probably not. Probably not, if I had to guess. Probably not. They're going to give us Mask here. Well, now this feels like an age-old predicament here. Do I want to pitch the Shelter to Art of the Dragonfire to just come in for 7? I mean, it feels like we have to. I know we're not pushing Mask, but like I think we just have to go after them here. Mask triggers, but we don't get to draw because of the Tar Pit Trap, which is insane value for them. This hand is pretty good. This hand's pretty good. We could make the weird play where we go Brand, Display Loyalty, use Throw Dagger to like throw an extra dagger here to try to draw a card, but I don't think that's correct. So this is 7 on hit, make a Ponder. No thanks. I'm not gonna block here. We'll wait and block the red in the ledger, whatever's coming after this. Do I need to refresh? Is it me? Am I the drama? No, we're waiting on our opponent. So they're going to pass on the Bolton Shot reload trigger, which makes sense. Like they just want to use Death Dealer. They're going to play Codex and force us to get a card back. We can get Art of the Dragonfire, and then it would be Brand. This is tough. Again, like we could have so much value out of our chest this turn. We could get the Spreading Flames and discard the Brand. And then we could go Spreading Flames for 2, Dagger for 1, Dagger for 1, Display Loyalty. Yeah, that's much better play. Yeah, that is just a way better play. And then we'll just take 4 here. This is fine. We'll go down to 16. This is fine. They have 2 Ponder tokens, one from the Premeditate and one from the Codex. So this is going to be for 2. The good news is that if they block either of the first 2 chains, we're just in an okay spot. So it's going to be 2, 1, and 1. I don't think they're going to block anything up front here. If they block here, I would be surprised. I was like, at this point, I would be pretty surprised. This is 4 on hit Mask. Hopefully they don't have another Tar Pit Trap. That would be pretty backbreaking for us. They give us Mask. It is Art of the Dragon Scale Fire. And then we can throw Lava Burst for 6. Use Flick to throw a dagger. This is going to be 7 total points to put them down to 6. We're going to end with a dagger and play, and then we're going to have the Art of the Dragon Fire. It is worth noting that if we had the chess piece here, I would have used Boots, and then I would have gotten a resource, and I would have thrown the Art of the Dragonfire. So Art of the Dragonfire is looking really good this game, but it's looking like we need to play this a little differently. Like, I think maybe we just don't play Furnace in this matchup. Also, what? We've seen 1 blue in 16 cards, which feels pretty bad. Yeah, so we're just gonna block like this. We will block 8, take 6, go to 10. Should have blocked with the leg piece there. Guess there's no reason not to. Should probably also block with Furnace there. Furnace has been really good. King of Hearts into Prism. I've really enjoyed it in that matchup specifically. So we're currently at 8. We're never going to get Mask again. I am going to give up all of my equipment to stop this. We're going to crack a Fealty, and we're going to throw Art of the Dragonfire. We deal 2 damage to them to put them to 4, and then this is coming in for 4 damage. I was like, they have to block a little bit, or Flick Knives just kills them. I'm not going to flick a dagger. I would rather just fall down to 8 and keep my dagger to guarantee that I have a starter for next turn. Okay, so they just do a brick hand, and that pretty much closes it up for us, I think. Like, I think that pretty much closes the game up. Did I say King of Farts? Bro, no shot, Drew. No shot, Drew. We get to attack with dagger. They're going to fall down to 2. Brand means that the Art of the Dragonfire is just going to win the game here. So again, Art of the Dragonfire just looking really clean here. We are going to flick. And then Art of the Dragonfire just finishes the game off here with the damage. So because of their brick hand, we lined up pretty well. But even if they were able to like hit us for 7, with them being there with our hand, we're able to block Furnace and Flick Knives and like go down, or block Furnace and like go to 2. Would have been fine as long as they have no cards in hand for us to like think about like losing to. All right, so Furnace did not feel good in the Azalea matchup. Oh, which is weird because I would have banked on Furnace being pretty good. Art of Dragonfire is the reach. We need a must-have card in the deck. All right, so that game told us a lot about what we're looking at with Art of the Dragonfire. With that in mind, let's come back to the list for a second. And sorry, I know we're kind of like bouncing between games and like the list here, but this is also kind of like what I want to do when I'm live. Like it's a really good opportunity for me to like show my deck building and like my thought process. Why Expose over Blue Brand? I like Expose because it marks them and it adds, like, it helps with like the fealty generation. So the more cards we're on that are like Ninja that like we need to make Draconic, I think we get a lot of value out of a card like Exposed. But we have since actually cut it from the list tonight while we were playing. So this right here seems to be fine because we're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. God, 11 is so many one-cost cards. So many one-cost cards. So many. It's so many. We have March in the side. I mean, is there any world we like cut Hunt the Hunter? I don't think so, right? Is there any world that like Hunt the Hunter should be like Ancestral Empowerment? I mean, through my games that I've been testing, March has felt pretty good. We haven't got to see a lot of it tonight. I do agree with you, Dob, but like in my personal testing, like off camera, it's been very powerful. It's been a very good card. It's also, it feels a lot better in the like all red version. I'm really worried about all the 0 costs, about all the 1 costs. We have the other Hunt the Hunter. We're going to add Hunt the Hunter back to the sideboard. We're just going to add the last copy of it. I like having... Oh, okay, I did have it over there already. And we're going to play 2 Ancestrals. I know I'm changing the deck a lot, but like we're trying different things tonight. You know, Nationals is like in 3 or 4 weeks. So short of the ban list next week, like I really have to figure out what I'm going to be playing. I've liked 2 Ancestrals. Okay. Against Jarl, we want to go first, right? To like mitigate their value. I mean, I guess it really depends on like what kind of Jarl list they're playing. Okay, so Art of the Dragon Scale, Breaking Point, Imperial Seal of Command, and Sound the Alarm. All going to be all-star cards, and we're on 9 blues. This should be pretty good, I think. We need to see more spoilers and the ban list, I agree. We don't know what we're teching for yet. I think we're just going to play this and just Arsenal the Ignite. I know that we could, like, try to get some damage here, but I don't really see a reason to. Huh. Wonder why they waited until my turn. Count your blessings and Command and Conquer? Definitely should have thrown Command and Conquer first. Definitely should have thrown Command and Conquer first. I'm curious to know if they decide to block with the Stalagmite here because of this effect. I mean, yeah, so that makes sense. They're going to block there. We're going to throw the dagger for free without ever having to pitch a card. We will not gain a resource. We will throw Blaze Headlong. Interesting. Okay. We will let them sink first before we decide to do anything. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Flick Knives so that we can flick this dagger at them. We do not need the extra resource here. And we're going to throw another breakpoint attack at them. Gonna watch some Handmaid's Tale before trying to sleep. I love that show, Annabelle. But Annabelle, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good night. Well, this hand is what I would call less than ideal. That's for sure. So it's going to be pitch, breaking point to attack with the dagger here. A little bit of an awkward hand. Hand's not looking super great here. Is there a different blue you consider over Dragging Power that reduces 1 cost and Fealty Strain? Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough question because I got to be honest. I really like Blue Dragon Power. I don't think cutting that card has ever even been a consideration. If I'm just being real. If I'm just being entirely real, I don't think that's ever been a consideration for me. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat before you barf? Yo. So, like, toppings or no? Like, just plain hot dogs? Like, do we have buns and do we have toppings? I feel like these are some important follow-up questions. So they have Blizzard, Channel Mount Eisen, Buckle, and Mangle. I mean, we're going to lose it no matter what. We should flick the dagger. We might as well. And did 23 damage. Yo, let's go. That's an awesome turn. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that, dude. I love that. Throw Dagger and Dragon Power are the best blues for Synra. I do agree. I do agree, Fluid. So Mangle, Blizzard, Channel Mount Eisen, and Mangle. I mean, this hand's pretty good. So you're going to give a Mangle Dominate. And you're going to Arsenal Blizzard. I'm going to say no blocks. Like, I'm pretty willing to just take 8 here and not let them get any value. I think it's fine. Optimal conditions, whatever you need to eat the most amount of hot dogs. Okay, so just like plain hot dogs, as many as I could eat before I throw up. I think I'm thinking more than I have all night about the Synra deck. Optimal hot dog eating conditions, huh? we're probably looking at like 12 hot dogs before I throw up, if we're including the bun. If we're including the bun. Because, I mean, that matters, you know? That matters. My lifetime record so far is 11, but I didn't throw up, and I'm not even joking. Yeah, so, I mean, listen, I get it. I think 11 is a reasonable number. I think 12 is like, I think I'm saying I could do 12. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad we didn't pop Imperial Seal of Command right there. They're going to let this hit, which is fine. Like, I'm not super worried about that. I'm going to throw Display Loyalty to make a Fealty token. I'm going to flick this and get both of my daggers back. The flick's not going to deal any damage, but it's going to give me the ability to get my daggers back. And I think I'm just going to set up the Art of the Dragonfire in Arsenal because it gives us the ability to extend our turn next turn with whatever we're looking to do. Yeah, it's a lot of hot dogs, dude. My man just said I could easily do 20 plus. Dude, 20 plus hot dogs? That's actually crazy. Like, do you realize that? 20 plus hot dogs is a ton of hot dogs, dude. That's a ton of hot dogs. We're probably supposed to throw one dagger there, to be honest. Probably supposed to throw one dagger there. Like, dude, that's so many hot dogs. 20 plus. My record at an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet was 8 breadsticks, 23 slices of pizza, and 4 salads before the manager kicked me out. See, now this is what I'm talking about. This is the content we come around for, right? I have never been in a hot dog eating competition. Although, you could twist my arm. You could twist my arm. 23 slices of pizza. That's a lot of pizza, bro. Oh, also, Liam, I am so sorry. If you're still around, I missed a big hydrate like an hour ago, brother. I gotta make alerts for those. I know I say that like once a week, but I think I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. So, Liam, sorry. Thank you for your patience. I've thrown back a 50-piece traditional wing by myself. Yo, that's crazy, dude. Like, that's actually wild, bro. Like, I don't know if you have any idea, like, how I could not eat 50 wings by myself, like, ever. There's no world that I could do that in. We're going to go hot on their hills for 3. Mark 'em. Prank 'em, John. We're going to throw the flick knives here. We are not going to gain a resource because we already have the resources we need. No reason to. We're going to go Burning Blade Dance. On hit, flick a dagger at you. And I had a can of ravioli before I left my house to go to said pizza buffet. I'm with Drew. Pre-gaming, like, a thing of ravioli is actually wild. That is pretty crazy, dude. That's crazy work. That is crazy work. Brad's just continuing to prove that he's a machine out here. Brad's just out here like, I'm the machine. If you guys have never seen that stand-up, I strongly advise you watch it. It's one of the funniest stand-up like skits I've ever seen in my life. I still watch it and laugh. In fact, now that I've mentioned it out loud, I might go watch it in bed after the stream. I want to know, like, what you guys are doing that, like, your lives have enabled you to eat 40, like 40 to 50 some wings. Like, not just, like, regular wings, too. Like, you guys said traditional. I should have got back my dagger. I'm a Bagnon. That was just such a bad play. Bagnon City right there. That was bad. Oh my god! Oh, you won! Oh my god! Yo, Drew, let's go, dude. My man said I'm fat as hell. That's what happened, dude. Drew, thank you so much for the 18 months of tier 1, dude. I really appreciate it, Drew. It means a lot, brother. Big back McBroham. I'm tapped at like 8 hot dogs. Listen, I don't know that I could get through all the hot dogs I was talking about, you know? Like, I really don't know if I could get through all those hot dogs. I really don't. I mean, to be fair, that's a ton of hot dogs, right? Like 8 hot dogs is a lot, you know? I mean, you gotta think, like, what? If you go out somewhere, like if you're at a convention center, like let's say you're playing cards, right? Like you probably have like what, 1 hot dog? You probably have a hot dog, you know? Like maybe for lunch or something, you know, like maybe you have 2. Maybe you're like living in a world where you have 2, which, like, you know, I mean, no judgment. Like eat however many hot dogs you want, but still. Pitched dragon. I assume we mean dragon power. Dagger, broke chain, dagger, activated vest, display loyalty, wrath of retribution, flick knives, mass trigger, and then activated Synra ability. Hunt the hunter, boot for go again, fealty token to dragon power. Oh my gosh, that's insane, bro. That's a really good turn, dude. I love that. You ate 14 hot dogs? I would like to know what you all are doing that you're eating 14 hot dogs. Like, it genuinely impresses me a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean, like, a lot of bit, to be honest. We could just throw the Art of the Dragonfire to push Mask here, or... Yo, what? That's actually a crazy pull. That's actually a crazy pull off the top of the deck. They're really forcing this. I'm going to throw the Art of the Dragon Scale since we've already hit. This is crazy. Art of the Dragon Scale is broken. With the text turned on, by the way, because this means you have to block it, homie. Have to block it, homie. I mean, like, again, I think eating 3 to 4 hot dogs in one sitting is, like, nothing to scoff at. Like, that's a respectable number, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of hot dogs. Most people don't eat 3 to 4 hot dogs in one sitting. We're just gonna kill the tunic, right? Like, just taking the tunic off the board is a really good pull. Now, they're about to do something crazy. Like, this might be an Oakadol turn or something. I don't know. Oh, they're gonna pummel Frostfang? I was like, I'm assuming that's pummel. Yeah. So to the pummel, we're going to discard Sound the Alarm. To the Frostfang, we will pay 2, pitching the Dragon Power. Brand. So we've seen exactly why we don't cut Brand so far this game. Yeah, Art of the Dragon Scale was really powerful right there. I actually really like Art of the Dragon Scale. I'm slowly coming around to this card. But it was really good right there. We are going to gain a resource. So, realistically, that's the last time we should be using our chest, because we don't want to lose our chest and open up a slot. Okay, so they're going to get rid of our Flick Knives, which, to be fair, like, we did make it 7 turns before they got rid of it. So it's Rising Resentment. Am I supposed to... I don't think I'm supposed to... Yeah, crack the Imperial Seal of Command. I'm gonna go Brand into Art of the Dragonfire, or we could go Brand Blood Runs Deep, get both of our daggers back. I think it's Brand into Art of the Dragonfire, get one of our daggers back, and then have them both back. I hate not playing the Blood Runs Deep, but pitching Blood Runs Deep and Spreading Flames with those blues that we just stacked are really solid if we get back to it. Listen, I eat a lot of cheese too. Unless we're like going for something weird here that I don't understand. I'm a big proponent of having a lot of cheese in your life. Big proponent of having a lot of cheese in your life. Cheese is primo. Put it on most dishes I eat. I'm a Drew, by the way. When I'm standing in front of a seemingly endless amount of food and I'm told to help myself, my mind is one place and one place only, and it's just to like eat as much as you can. I mean, like, again, there's no shame. Like, eat as much food as you want. Like, I'm not judging you at all. I'm just very interested by this. Oh, I gotta read what you said before the cheese thing. Don't even get me started on unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks of Olive Garden. Okay, so here's a funny story for you guys. Carly and I like to go to Olive Garden for lunch. Like we like to hit lunch there. It's pretty good. Ooh. So we're actually just doing nothing here. So yeah, we like to hit Olive Garden for lunch, and the, unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks is awesome. I really enjoy unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks. And so that's what I get when we go for lunch. But my problem is I always get a second soup. Like, I always get the second soup. So we go to 17, lose our arsenal, and then we pitch 3 cards to play Sound the Alarm. Yeah. But yeah, I always get a second soup, and the second soup murders me every single time. And Carly always says, "Don't get the second soup. You're just gonna be miserable." And I have to go back to work after that, and I'm always miserable. Always. Always. Unlimited Alfredo sauce. That's even a thing you can do, bro. You should check out a local place I was thinking about the other day called Urban Hot Dog. It's super, super good, and it's local to Albuquerque, from what I'm aware of. Is that where you're from, Dot? Are you from Albuquerque? Every time I hear that, I think of that commercial with what's his name? The comedian guy I think is so funny. I can't remember his name right now. Man, really wish we had a fealty token here. Would be really good. Okay, so that is where you're from. That makes sense. Pitch Breaking Point to throw Dagger. Burning Blade Dance, Art of the Dragon Blood, Arsenal Wrath. I mean, they have an open slot. We could just give them another one, I guess, with the chess piece here if we wanted to. Would be kind of crazy, though, right? Like, I don't think that's correct. Imperial Seal of Command's been not that great this game, but also, like, they're on COP instead of... They're on Crown of Providence instead of Polearm and Coronet Peak, which I think has been, like, a more recent iteration of the deck. I mean, I could just throw Wrath pitching this. I don't think so, though, right? Man, Wrath could be really weird without us having Flick Knives up and available to use every turn for the rest of the game. Okay, so they're going to go back to 12. I mean, at this point, like, we have a decent number of cards in our deck. I'm not super worried about getting fatigued here, if I'm being honest. Which might be the incorrect take, but that's exactly how I feel right now. I'm not super worried about it. I'm actually not supposed to play Oath here. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm not supposed to play Oath. I'm supposed to just lead on Wrath of Retribution. Because of Oath, I can't play the Throw Dagger. And I need to be able to play the Throw Dagger this turn, so this is just incorrect. All right, and they're just going to block super wide this turn, which, I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. Also, should have just blocked with Dragon Scale or Flight Path earlier in the game. Just not a matchup we need to be super worried about when we're blocking with it. Okay, so we're going to let this happen. We're going to throw Rising Resentment for 3. On this chain link, we're going to flick the dagger. Since we have the throw dagger, we might as well. Like, hopefully they don't have another prevention effect. That's a pretty good one. Not going to utilize Blood Splattered Vest. I will activate Synra, though, to be able to get both of my daggers back. I think I'm just going to utilize the boots here. I mean, I guess if they pitch another blue, I might not. I don't know. Like, having the blue, like, having the boots could be relevant. We have yet to block with it, but this feels like as good as it's going to get. I don't know. We have other Spreading Flames, though, right? Yeah, like, we blocked with the Spreading Flames, I think, and, like, we've pitched one. So we have one left that we haven't even seen yet. Yo, Quest, what's up, buddy? How are you? You doing all right this evening? All right, so this is going to be 2. This is going to get blocked here. Yeah, if that makes sense. I think instead of giving up the boots, I'm just going to throw 5 and Arsenal the Oath. I think we can do this. Like, I think we're fine. They're out of equipment. We are not really that close to being fatigued yet. I think we're in an okay situation. I mean, we pushed through, like, what, 1 point of damage that turn? Okay. I mean, we definitely were hoping to push through more than 1 point of damage that turn, but, you know, it is what it is. We do have Oath as a starter next turn, which is pretty good. We should be able to activate Cinder to get our daggers back here. I was like, I don't know. I must have clicked on it too early. Yikes. Man. I don't know where our Fealty generation has been this turn. I don't even think I'm supposed to play this, am I? Am I just supposed to go Ignite, activate this, throw a dagger, throw Art of the Dragon Scale, play Throw Dagger for the value here? I don't know. I really want to be able to use my Imperial Seal of Command. I think we'll just Arsenal the Throw Dagger here and set up with the Imperial Seal of Command for next turn. I think is a better play. Because of Oath, I can't actually use the Imperial Seal of Command. Activating Imperial Seal of Command is an action, which means it is a little awkward here. Man, yeah, like like, playing the Oath, man, it just feels so bad. I guess we're just going to Arsenal Art of the Dragon Scale and keep the Throw Dagger in hand. Oh, we get to activate this for free because of Ignite and that, which is fine. We're going to keep one of our daggers here. Our opponent falls down to 8. There are 2 more copies of Count Your Blessings. I don't know which colors are left. I haven't really been counting it. Man, I probably should have just not played the Oath this turn. We just left some points off the board here. Hopefully they don't have something like an Oakenol. Kind of looks like what they might be going for here. They go back to 13. All right, so that's still... All right, so they are officially out of that. There is no more of this. Art of the Dragon Scale is just a 1 for 5. It's not really the super value we're looking for right here. They're just going to block and try to hammer us here. Red Dragon Power is spicy. I don't think I would be on Red Dragon Power, to be honest. Actually, I think this is wrong. Sorry, opponent. We're going to go Demonstrate Devotion because this is for 4. This does keep the chain link alive for Mask, but they have the defense reaction. Hot on Their Heels is for 4. On hit, we mark them to set up another Fealty token. We already have one from the Demonstrate Devotion. We were actually able to get one more point out of the Spreading Flames this way, so it was better to sequence this way anyway. Yeah, I have to say, Red Dragon Power, like, it just feels like there's better cards you could be playing in that slot, is what I would say. They're just going to get marked. Okay. We'll get a dagger back, and we'll just pass. So we're going to Arsenal the Ancestral Empowerment. So it's going to be Oath of Loyalty for 4 go again, Dagger, Demonstrate Devotion, Crack a Fealty for Art of the Dragon Scale. The extra Frostbite is kind of obnoxious here, but I think we're okay, right? So we make a Fealty token. We're going to play... We have to attack with the dagger, right? We pitch Demonstrate Devotion to the dagger, and then it's Fealty, Art of the Dragon Scale, I think is the play. I think we're going to give up the chest here. Like, if they let this hit, I think we're going to give up the chest. I don't think there's a reason not to. They could technically play, like, 2 cards. This is also on-hit mask, which is relevant. I mean... Man... We're going to activate Synra. That is less than ideal. These Oath of Loyalties are not lining up well with our Ancestral Empowerments. Well, that's unfortunate. The problem is that, like, really no matter what we put on the bottom of the deck is awkward. Probably better this way. It is insane the amount of value that we've missed out on by not having Flick Knives over the course of the game. Yeah, like Art of Dragonfire is actually a great... Yeah. All right. We're going to hope they can't hit us with something big here. We are at a point where we will give up Mask. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You just kind of, like, wasted a card here. I mean, I guess, like, you could have potentially stopped me from throwing another 0 for 4 at you, so I understand the rationale here, but... Yikes. So if I block with Warmonger's Diplomacy... and Mask... I get to throw the blue Dragon Power for 5 here. We get to try and put something together. So we're going to have 1 floating. Actually, I'm sorry. We're supposed to do this. I apologize, opponent. So I'm going to have to crack Imperial Seal of Command to start my turn. And then anytime they take damage this turn, we're going to be able to get their arsenal, which I think is pretty good for us. They didn't want to play Pulse there, which, I mean, to be fair, like, I think that's a good decision by them. This is coming in for 5. I am going to play the Empowerment pretty much no matter what here to try to come over the top. If they block 6, we might just pass. I don't know. If they block 5 like this, I will play the Empowerment, and we'll see what we rip into. So we pitch this to give go again. And then we throw Breaking Point for 5. we're going to get one of our daggers back, and then we're going to pass. They have to give us one card here. And if they do, they go to 2. I mean, it's possible that we weren't supposed to give up the chest there, Dot, but like with the way this turn has played out, like I think it's fine. Like honestly, not really this turn, but more like I think once we give up one spot, 2 spots don't really matter that much, right? I think blocking with both your cards is incorrect. They know there's a Blood Runs Deep left, I suppose. Have they played all their Blizzards? I'm pretty sure they have, right? Yes. So it's pitch Hot on Their Heels to Spreading Flames. Man, I just don't think that's correct. I think we're supposed to pitch Spreading Flames to Dagger, display Loyalty, Hot on Their Heels, Blood Runs Deep, get our daggers back. Or are we supposed to go Hot on Their Heels, pitching Dagger, display Loyalty, Blood Runs Deep, get our daggers back, Arsenal? I think that's a better play, and we're also setting up a Fealty token here. They probably don't block this. Ironically, them not blocking this actually puts them to 1, which is great for us. Oh no, it puts them to 2. I'm sorry, we don't have both of our daggers. Duh, didoy. They do have to block this though. We get both of our daggers, and I'm going to try to set up with the Spreading Flames for next turn. We're going to hope we can get them with the Spreading Flames next turn. I have a great Warmonger's Diplomacy block here. Oh, they have a D-React they're trying to set up. So, Spreading Flames for 3. This gets a card. Dagger gets a card. Pitch Breaking Point to Dagger to get a card. Display Loyalty for 4. Puts them to 1. Now we're also at a point where we have like 2 blues in every hand. Also, if you have a 2 block, you're dead. Man, not being able to put them to 1 there is pretty big. Although, to be fair, like, we did just trade, like... Blood Runs Deep kills them. Crap, that's wrong. Hang on. I need to go back to your turn, opponent. I'm sorry. They allowed, but it didn't matter. Okay, never mind. So, it's fine. It's not ideal, but it's okay. I should have activated Synra on their turn, so that on my turn, I could go Dagger, Dagger, Demonstrate Devotion, Blood Runs Deep, get my daggers back, and set up for next turn. I was clicking too quickly, and I just missed it. It was just a misplay. It's also really interesting that, like, we're fatiguing them here. And it's funny that, like, that comes up, because the other day when I played this matchup, I got fatigued by Syndra when I was playing Jarl. So it's really interesting to see, like, that dynamic. And this should do it. Huh. I guess they just couldn't get rid of our flick knives fast enough? Maybe that's the thought process there? I don't know. Let's see. We played against Jarl. We did go first, which was by decision. Was going to fatigue them, but got them with the last Blood Runs Deep. Got lucky. They didn't throw Hammer 1 turn, allowed us to keep 3 cards. Now, we were very fortunate on the turn where they played the Winner's Bite there. At the very end of the game, they played the Winner's Bite, and then they didn't attack us. And I think, like, I don't know. I did not think we were going to be able to win that one. It was a very interesting game indeed. I agree, Rose. I don't think we should have won that game. Empowerment felt fine there. I don't know. Let's try it again. Let's just try it again like this. Continuing to be on the sauce. Yeah, so it's really funny because like I actually ended up playing against I was playing Jarl and played against the Syndra and I got fatigued. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. 2 Art of the Dragon Scales, 1 Breaking Point, 3 Shelters, and 3 Loyalty Beyond the Graves. And we're just going to play the normal package in this matchup. Hopefully we can win against Slippy again. That would be nice if we could. Our game against Slippy earlier kind of felt like things just broke our way a little bit, which, to be fair, like, it's not a great matchup, so... We have a very efficient blocking hand here to start, which is pretty solid. I'd like to keep the Lava Burst and the Display Loyalty if I can. I'm going to block 8 to play around nonsense here. I don't want to give them cards or life. If they have the Justinic here, they have the Justinic. I guess technically I could have blocked with Lava Burst to play around Justinic, but I wanted to keep a 3 block. Plus, Lava Burst is like one of the best like cards we could have had here. This feels bad, but I think to keep cards in my deck, I'll block like this. I think to keep cards in the deck, we're going to block like this. Okay. So it's going to be Dagger, Burning Blade Dance. We're going to flick the first dagger, gain a resource, throw this dagger, throw Lava Burst for 5, activate Syndra, Arsenal, Shelter. I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this now. I don't have to flick. We might as well just like use the value here. They're not going to block this dagger here either. Which means we might be able to get Mask out of this. Not that we're like really utilizing Mask in any efficient way, but we might be able to strip multiple cards out of their hand because they're afraid of giving us Mask, which is solid. Like, I like that idea. The idea that we can, like, this card can win games because it scares people. And that I really like. Now, to be fair, sometimes, like, it scares people justifiably so. If you give me Mask, there's a chance I can do something very powerful with it. Somebody asked earlier in the chat, and I apologize, like my brain just came back to this, but somebody asked me what I thought about Snatch. I think that Snatch is like a very good card, and I think that it could potentially work very well for us, but I worry about playing that in like a list with Oath, in a list where we're already... Okay, yeah, see, this is great. We're already getting 2 cards out of hand this way. I worry about like it's non-draconic, non-go again. Then, like, not only do we have to be worried about 1-cost attacks, but we also have to be worried about Chain Enders and how that plays into our strategy. And if we have too many Chain Enders in the deck, we're in a bad spot. If I was going to play Snatch, I would probably cut something like Hunt the Hunter for it. Bear, I am so excited for Valda. Valda's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to play Valda. I actually, when I learned that Valda was going to be legal at Nats, I actually just started messaging my buddies and was like, hey, like, you think we're doing this? Like, you think this is a real thing we could do? I'm going to say no blocks, and then I'm going to block with a Loyalty here. Like, we're just going to block with Loyalty Beyond the Grave. And then if they have a buff, we'll block with Shelter. Getting Loyalty Beyond the Grave in our graveyard is super, super good for us. Super, super good. Intertesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You can't play Oath and Snatch in the same list. If I put Snatch, I take Oath out and look over my Chain Enders again. I mean, I guess that's fair, right? They're flicking me after the Mantle resolves. I mean, if they have another pump, they have another pump. I don't really think there's anything I can do here. I think us having 2 defense reactions is way more than my opponent planned on playing around. So I think that panned out pretty well for us. Been holding on to my Grandeur of Valhai, and I'm 100% slamming that in my Volda deck. I have owned a Grandeur of Valhai for a long time, and I have never been able to use it in anything. I've owned one for quite a while. I think I bought it at 2023 Nationals. Where was 2023 Nationals? At Vegas? Yeah, I think I picked up Grandeur in Vegas. Or Grandeur of Valhai. I don't know how you say that. However you pronounce it. But yeah, I've been very excited to play that in a deck for a while now. So I understand. I'm so tempted to play Snatch because I have so many of the promo ones from Taipei. I mean, that's a good reason to play them, right? It's a good reason to play it. It is, in fact, a good reason to play it. We're going to go Flick, or we're going to go Brand. They're going to block to prevent Mask. We're going to Flick, get a dagger back, and we're going to throw one of the daggers here. Keeping one dagger for each turn cycle is very important. We don't really need to keep both. I mean, if we draw like a Wrath of Retribution or a Spreading Flames, that could definitely change like the math on our turn cycle. But I'm more interested in just keeping one. Plus, like, this is a matchup where every point matters. And we're keeping a starter in play, and we're also like getting that extra point of damage across to help us race. Oh, all right. So we're up 11. They have 2 cards in an arsenal. We are looking at wow, what a hand. Pitch Art of the Dragonfire for dagger. Well, we're going to hope that they hit a blue here. So it's Pitch Art of the Dragonfire for dagger into Display Loyalty, flick the dagger for Breaking Point, use the chess piece to get a resource, get both of our daggers back, and then we're going to arsenal the Wrath of Retribution and try to set up for a powerhouse of a 5-card hand. I don't know what they used Tunic for. I'm assuming Tunic is coming afterwards here. Oath of Loyalty means they can get like... Oh, should we activate Syndra in response here? Huh. Interesting. They didn't even go for the kunai. Oh. Wait. I don't know what happened. Anyway, they gained a life. Okay, so they're going to up 6 and run to get their dagger back. But they can't attack me. Felt like a not great turn from our opponent, to be honest. I think they really missed the opportunity to banish our kunai. I think I should have been more aware of that situation and what they could have done with that. We are going to utilize the chess piece here to be able to throw Breaking Point. It doesn't really have text box other than just being a 1 for 5. If we could get their Flick Knives off the table with Art of the Dragon Scale, that would feel pretty good. Breaking Point just being a 1 for 5 here. Just basically being a zipper hit. They must have a really powerful hand. Flick Knives, we are not going to utilize this. We're going to get our daggers back. We'll let 5 come across. Mask of Momentum rips us into an Art of the Dragonblood. So that's actually insanely powerful for us. We just need to be able to get to next turn with all this stuff. I'm going to Arsenal the Art of the Dragonblood. So Oath, Art of the Dragonblood, Wrath. And we can Arsenal the Ignite for next turn. Or we're just going to let them take the Oath out of our hand. Well, we're going to let them take... No, they're going to take the Ignites, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me either way. If they take the Wrath, it's fine. Like, that's probably an unpopular opinion, but if they take the Wrath, I'm just okay with it. I think I'm actually just okay with them taking Wrath. They keep playing this card and then flicking me. Like, and I don't understand. Can someone explain to me, is there a rationale to, like, why they're doing this? Are they playing Take Up the Mantle when I'm not marked and then hitting me with Flick Knives after this is resolved for a reason? Yep, so this goes to 6. We took the Flick Knives down to 32. We take the 6 physical down to 26. It makes no sense? Okay, gotcha. So our opponent's probably just new to the Slippy deck, which is fine. Like, that's, you know, that kind of stuff happens. I understand. Yeah, taking the Ignites makes sense. There was already an Ignite banished, I think. Okay. They could have taken Brand if they wanted to. No. No Arsenal disruption, please. All right. I mean, yeah, like, guess we're gonna like mark that down. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like a win, but Op seemed new to Slippy, sequenced multiple turns, conceded after turn like 5. I mean, to be honest, it's not exactly like that feels like a good win, but I mean, a win's a win in some fashion. Would probably tell them in the chat so they can learn. That's not a bad idea. I don't hate the idea of like telling people stuff like that. I don't know. I don't ever want it to seem like I'm being like a condescending prick to people, I guess is what I worry about. It's one thing I kind of worry about. I don't know. Anyway, guys, while we're waiting on a game, shamelessly plug our sponsors. If you have not seen it yet, make sure you check out the AgroBlaze 96 Codex Journal. It's a great way to keep up with all of your games, track your games, keep any notes. It really helps you keep up with everything that you're doing. You have life over on this side, and you have all of your game notes over on this side. It's a great tool. Exclamation point Codex in the chat. All right, we got another Slippy. I don't think this is the same person we just played. Also, like, if you're new to the game and, like, you're learning something, like, that's fine. But it's like you should probably be in the classic constructed queue, not in the competitive CC, you know, queue. Like, I don't think starting out in the comp queue is a good place to be for you or for your opponents. Because more than likely, if your opponent is in the comp queue, they're trying to test. Like, they're trying to get some, like, good testing in. I think we're just going to Arsenal the Blaze Headlong and pass here. I'm just going to hope that we can, like, stick them with a weird hand. Rising, Burning Blade Dance, Flick to gain a resource, Blaze Headlong, Brand, Art of the Dragonfire. Yeah, I'm okay taking 7 here, or more. And then Pain in the backside. Oh, man, that's kind of tough. Yeah, whatever. I guess we'll just end up taking a bunch of damage here. So we're going to go to 31, 28, and then 27, and we're going to be marked. They're going to Arsenal and set up here, which makes sense. Leading on the Rising Resentment. Us going first kind of hurts in this matchup. I see you're not running Rabble or Snatch. Is it more consistent? So I've traded Rabble, like cards like Rabble and Snatch, for some blues to try and make the deck more consistent. Is the idea behind that TCG. I play Comp as Assassin just because I've had so many people in Reg CC redo blocks after they see what I can do. Now that, I guess that's fair, Bing. That makes sense. That would frustrate me. That would frustrate me as a player. Like, that's not cool, you know? There's no reason for stuff like that. Like, just play the game, you know? Just play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Like, I don't really have a different opinion about that. Like, so like the best example I'll give people is I see people like if they're like playing like Rhinar and they like roll a 1 or something, they'll undo. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm like, you can't just undo because you're not happy with what you rolled. So that's most of the time why I'm in the comp CCQ. We get the Sink Below from Arsenal. Brandon, Art of the Dragonfire is pretty solid because they're at 29 before the physical. We're going to fall down to 24, and we're going to have both of our daggers for next turn. This is one of my big problems with playing Spreading Flames. Is like there's no way to make it work without a red, without a blue. And it just feels so bad otherwise. I think we want to force them to flick, right? Like, we want to force them to play Flick Knives to be able to get value here, I think, is the goal. And I don't know, like, there's just so many times I draw all reds and Spreading Flames, and I'm just like... I mean, that's probably why other people say they're playing 12. Hey, Valur, what's up, buddy? Those who undo their rolls on Talishar lack the heart of the brute. I mean, listen, I felt that, though. I felt that, Scribble. Old school Tally, you could keep undoing scab rolls till you hit what you wanted, and it was so infuriating. Yeah, that kind of stuff drives me crazy, man. Absolutely drives me crazy. What'd they get? Kiss of Death? So we're going to get Spreading Flames. We're going to discard Spreading Flames. And we're just going to block. We have the setup we want with the Spreading Flames in Arsenal. Definitely didn't come the way we wanted it to, but we have it. Man, again, like, double blues. Also, double blues and Oath. Like, this hand's really awkward. This hand is probably just, like, block 9, right? I think I'm just going to block 6 here. Like, I know that they have go again on whatever they're going to do, but I'll also be content with just blocking 6 again if I have to. We're waiting for a hand when we can play the Spreading Flames. And Oath hands are not it. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. No doubt. Anyway, as much as I feel I know about Synra, watching and helping you, Tessa has helped me understand my deck and my matchups that much better. I want to take a moment to say thank you. Well, Rose, thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot because I feel like I've really learned a lot from you over the last couple weeks. Like testing Synra over the last like week and a half, like you've really taught me a lot. Like just like kind of pointing me like the direction of different cards. And honestly, like Rose and everybody in chat's been super helpful. Like I really enjoy like getting the opportunity to like hear from you all and get your all's thoughts. It's been really nice. Okay. This is the hand. We just have to let it happen here. 12 blues felt consistent to me. I believe that 12 blues feels good. Like that does not surprise me in the slightest. I think my concern is that you're offering too many double blue hands then. And also, like, I don't know what the other blues we run are. Probably, like, 1 Concealed Blade, 2 Knives Out, maybe. Yo, I have a family, brother. I have a family, brother. Yo, this is actually just lethal? Okay. Now we get to try and do our worst. Which, to be fair, like, they're at 25. So it's not going to be enough. Also had very little fealty generation this game. Blue brand's not a bad idea. I don't hate blue brand. Now, if I do it this way, I can't offer mask twice, right? No, I can because of the Art of the Dragon Blood. Ugh, man. This is 3 Flick a Dagger on hit mask. I mean, if my opponent gets blindsided by giving me mask instead of like just keeping their like bajillion, like utilizing their bajillion point life lead to kill me here, I like, there's no shot this is correct. Like there's 0% this is correct. Unless like your cards just don't do anything, there's like no shot. We're just gonna activate Art of the Dragon Blood and we're gonna Arsenal. I mean, it feels really bad to not get extra value there, but I don't think there's a world we can. How many Spreading Flames are you running? I'm on 3. Yeah, so I actually really like an E-Pot in the side if we play against a bunch of Jarl. Are we just dead here if they have another attack? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is just yes. Doesn't matter, we're dead to this. Ugh. Man. It's really not how I wanted to end the night, but it is getting close to 10. Like, I don't really think we have time for another one. I think that's how we're going to have to end the night, unfortunately. I really did not want to end like that, but, I mean, to be fair, 6-2 is not bad. Like, if there was an 8-round calling and I went 6-2, I would feel pretty happy about that. We did lose our last game. Took a bunch of damage to throw a big turn back. Our big turn came after theirs, and we lost to a Razor's Edge. God, I played a lot of games today. Jesus, how many games is that? Hang on, how many games is that today? No, it's only 14. That's not that bad. 14's not that bad. I've played normally. I don't know how many games I play normally. I mean, I play about 100 games a week is what I tell people. It feels pretty accurate. Okay. We are going to wrap up the stream by talking about the deck a little bit here. I feel that we need Concealed at the new meta. I think a lot of people feel that way, Fluid. And I'm on 3 Spreading Flames, Valur. I'm on 3 Spreading Flames. I'm honestly debating if there's any world we're just supposed to go back to, like, 3 reds. Like, if we're just supposed to play Throw Dagger, and then we're just supposed to be on, like, all reds from there. Like, the Redline version, like, felt very consistent in a lot of ways, but man, like, these blues are, like, so hit or miss. Like, the blues won us our Jarl game. The blues won us our Jarl game. I still like a lot of the 2-ofs we're running. I'm debating if Oath should be a 2-of. I know that, like, we talked about that a little bit earlier. I'm debating if we go down to 2 Oaths and play a 3rd Empowerment here. Might be, like, the next thing we test. Blues in the side. So my brain considered that for a minute, but if we're playing blues in the side, like, if we're on... So if we're going to be on blues in the side, it's going to be, like, Warmongers. Like, if we're on no blues in the main deck, like if we're on like maybe we're on like 3, so we're on 3 main deck blues, which means we're on Throw Dagger. So our sideboard blues, we probably get 1 blue sideboard slot to help go up on numbers, and we're probably looking at Warmongers. Like, Warmongers is the tech then, right? And we just have to pray to God we don't hit Jarl. is like an option we have. We could cut... But you have to cut some cards to find a way to do that. If Ice was gone, all red all the way... I mean, so Ice is only really available inside a Jarl, right? And I don't see a lot of that is like kind of like my question. Have I thought about only running 2 Spreading Flames? I have not considered that. Is there any thought process to running 2 Spreading Flames? It's just one of those cards, like it's so powerful. I don't know. Ranger equipment spoiler drop? Yo, let's go. Spoilers, you love to see it. Spoilers. Patch the hole. Ranger equipment head. Destroy this. Return a card from your arsenal to your hand. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm kind of... I'm actually really intrigued by the idea that we want to bounce things back to our arsenal. I mean, I guess it's like common protection from like arsenal disruption effects is the idea behind it. If I had to guess, that's what we're doing. Yes, actually, I've thought about going down to 1. Going down to 1... you mean the going down to 1 Spreading Flames? Ah, after I knee the desk. Good lord. How many Chain Enders do we have? Like, how many Chain Enders are we playing on right now? 3, 4, 5 in the main deck? Don't really count Dragon Powers because they're blue. But we basically board up to like 10 to 10. Have you played the blue list with links instead of momentum? I haven't really had a chance to try it yet. I'm kind of thinking that like Victor and Bravo are the matches we're looking for that for. There might be a world that like we play it against Florian as like a 1 big time hit. But if I'm not playing Mask of Momentum into Florian, we're not forcing them to block. Like, somebody described this to me the other day as like Mask of Momentum is our disruption, and so we have to try and utilize it. I do like that we're getting more pirate art. That is true. So if we sideboard blues, so originally we were playing 9 blues and sideboarding 3, but I'm not sure like what we run otherwise. Yo, let's go! Bart752. Barts, thank you so much for the Prime sub, brother. I appreciate that on Twitch. It means a whole bunch. Appreciate the support and y'all chilling tonight, man. There was another spoiler, pirate. It was wait, oh, there's another spoiler? Yo. I don't see it. I just see the pirate one, the patch the hole. Is that what you guys are talking about? I don't see another pirate spoiler. Other than the pirate piece we were just talking about. Oh, it's in the discussion section? Yo, what is this? Hang on. Tip the barkeep. 0 cost blue pirate action. Create a gold kiss rum token. Interesting. You may give a gold token you control to another hero. If you do, put this on the bottom of its owner's deck. Interesting. That's spicy. That's super spicy. So Fluid just made the comment that there's an argument to run pouncing links in the mirror when we end up when we lose the die roll, when we're forced to go first. I actually don't hate it because like in that situation, we're then like just trying to utilize one big hand to swing the tempo back our way. But I don't know how much I like that. I think that 2 Ancestrals is a good number. I don't want to be on a 3rd one. Like, I kind of want to cut an Oath of Loyalty here. We're on what? 3 cards? I'm sorry, we're on 9 copies of cards that cost resources in the deck. What if we went down to 2 Spreading Flames? Actually, we should just add that to the maybe board because at this point, the list is changing like almost every game. And then we go down to 2 copies of Oath of Loyalty, and we play 2 copies of Hunt the Hunter. Have them in the maybe board already. Man, that's a lot of 1 cost though, because we're going up to 10 1 costs in the main deck, which means against certain matchups, we're bringing in Breaking Point. We're on 18 1 costs. I mean, to be fair, that's like half our number of blues. I agree. Oath feels bad when you have loyalty when you don't have fealty tokens you can use. I'm almost wondering if this is like a better play. You prefer Fist? Do you mean Fire Tenant Strike first? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure what card you mean by Fist. I'm assuming you mean Fire Tenant Strike first. Because if you mean Fluster Fist, I'm a little confused. So looking at this, there are currently 4 attacks in the deck that we cannot play Empowerment on. So Hunt the Hunter and Empowerment would be weird together. I think Blanche is wasting a spot. I mean, I'm worried about Prism, right? I am worried about Prism. Lol. Yeah, you meant Fire Tenant Strike first. I don't hate Fire Tenant Strike first. I mean, is there any chance we're just going to say, F it, we balled, no respect for Prism whatsoever? I've been winning the Prism matchup pretty consistently. Is there any consideration to playing the deck like this? I think 6 blues and 2 Spreading Flames is just so inconsistent, right? Like, if we're gonna go down to blues, we're probably just playing 3, right? And then we're probably going to play, like, 9 1-cost cards. Probably not even that many, to be honest. We're probably just on, like, 6. Because if we're on something like this, we're just looking to utilize a Chain Ender and then Demonstrate Devotion. Well, so Blanche isn't in there to, like, be thrown. Blanche is in there to, like, pop up a Herald of Triumph. I don't know. It feels like we either need to be on 9 blues in the main deck or we need to be on 3. Like, we're either on Throw Daggers or we're on 9, I think, is, like, the situation we're in right now. And don't get me wrong, I really like the idea of having March of Loyalty in the deck. Because I think we have to completely rework the deck if we're going to play it like this. Like, if we're going to, like, go down to 6 blues, I think we're going to have to cut Spreading Flames. And cut Art of the Dragonfire. I mean, CNC is, like, fine. But it's, like, I want a 7 specifically. Is my thought process there. Man, this is really tough because, like, there's really, like, 2 ways we can build the deck, right? I'm just going to build 2 different versions of the deck. Honestly, I'm straight up just going to build 2 different variations of the deck. one with all the 0 for 4s and like all the reds and like throw daggers, and then we're gonna play one with 9. Battlefront Bastion is good. I agree with you that if we play anything less than 9, we have to cut Spreading Flames. Like, we cut Spreading Flames, and we cut an Art of the Dragonfire, and we throw in Ravenous Rabble or Fire Tenant Strike first. Probably Fire Tenant Strike first. And then at that point, like, why are we even on the Dragon Powers? At that point, we should just be on the blues. I'm going to work on 2 lists, and we're going to compare them. I don't know. We're going to compare them and see what I can come up with. I'll probably test both. Anyway, sorry. I've done nothing but ramble about the deck list. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate you guys chilling and hanging out. It means a lot. Appreciate you guys being here. Always have a lot of fun playing the deck. It's been like, I really like Synra. I really enjoy it. She is my leading pick for Nationals at the current moment. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. So anyway, there will not be a stream on Thursday. And there's no streams this weekend. Maybe on Sunday. I'm not exactly sure. My brother's graduating from high school and stuff, and we got some like birthdays this weekend, so probably no more streams the rest of the week. This will probably be it. We got a video coming out tomorrow. I've got a short coming out on Thursday, and then we'll have another gameplay video coming out on Friday. Or maybe if you guys are interested, we might have a video breaking down like a red line versus a blue list and what we're trying to attack and focus on here. Maybe breaking them down so people can see them a little bit better, but who knows? Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, and I will see you guys, if not Sunday, next week. Take it easy, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb.